good evening, any sound in the world. Another beautiful day. Today is October 3rd, 2021. My name is Fadima, another edition of Social Media Review. And we don't come as usual. Again, me host them, me two co-hosts there with me, Lawyer Shilon, a practicing attorney of over 40 years in North Carolina. And also I get with me, we young professor, we an honorary professor, a voice that is controversial on social media for some people, but a man that seeks to speak about Sierra Leone, to speak and call the truth like he sees it, a man with a lot of knowledge of our politics in Sierra Leone, a man where Baku people they listen to whether they like it or not. We are honorary professor is here with us today. And me again, Fadima, I'm just Fadima, simply Fadima. Among my gentlemen, we tell God thank you for life. We tell God thank you for all things. In all things, we get forgive the creator of the universe. Whatever you call him, it's on your own, to each its own. The Almighty, whether not Jesus, whether not Allah, whether not Muhammad, whether not Buddha, whatever you go to each his own. I am not in a place for judge nobody. Whatever it is for you. Whatever is your belief is your belief. So we say to God in all things, he say give thanks in all things. He say give him praise. We give him praise. We tell him thank you for where he don't keep we all the same. We see the world. We see Corona. We see what thing they happen. We see people and they die. But you know, Mr. Sheila make a joke at the back not too long ago inside Sierra Leone. I say, wow, 0 death, 0 new cases in Sierra Leone. So Mr. Sheila made the joke. My co-host made the joke. You see, Corona took in suitcase, they left Salone. Well, we say, tell God thank you for that. We say, Alhamdulillah for that. We say, we give God the praise for that. Corona not come, we not see new case, we not see, we tell God thank you. So that means say, we still get for continue for do what they do. For let this Corona not can take over per we again, because for one person if we die in life, na very important person in our family is mourning. You know, among we right now we get people then our community we don't die. Yes, then they say they bear one of we brother them and Tijan Mansare, may his soul rest in peace. For over 2 years he has been sick. We also have another person that just died yesterday, Mr. Val. Now New Jersey, Val just died, a man where Boku people know, a man when Mr. GQ, you know, and one with sister Alima in 26-year-old Pekin, Alima didn't see. 26-year-old Pekin, they killed the shooter at DC. Life is very precious. So let we love one them, let we love people, them, let we tell them we care, let we keep forgiving, let we keep loving, and let we keep giving. Because we don't know the hour, we don't know the place, we don't know the time. Una where they among we where they mourn, let God comfort una, may the strength and the peace of God be with you now where they mourn. They want they were sick, let God give them medicine among we. You know, we where they look for whatever we they look for, let we look first for the joy of God inside we, let we pray for the peace of God inside we, and let we pray for the wisdom of the divine inside we, for let we able for do things, because in us there is a piece of the divine in there, and greatness comes from greatness comes from within, with the grace of God panam, but the greatness to come. So today we get conversation I asked so where we want to talk, but we're very serious. And we have professor, we get an article, and this article, that is why we call professor. That is why we call professor the honorary professor, because this man here, we get for give credit where credit is due. An article came out in the one of the newspaper that will come out, the Telegraph, on the 29th, we write, but Kutubu made an audio on things, and he said, does President Julius Maada deserve a second term? So we get Professor, let we hear him from Professor Yomot, because now what he talk lead to what in the right on everything we Professor talk in the article, but we get some among we, let Professor in self tell we waiting in mean, because we know say, people and they Allah, people they not like waiting they go on. Some people they gladdy, some people they Allah. So some people like President Bio, they say 2023 President Bio they go a second time. Some people they say they can't wait for the next person where they can be 2023 APC, then they Allah, NGC they Allah, the coalition they Allah, everybody they Allah. Who is the next president? Is President Bio? Is President Bio going to have another chance for 2023, or is there somebody else? And then some people, they argue back, say, yeah, President Bill can come up, but who is going to come? Who is next? Who is going to come that can give you that consolation? Say, yes, we get satisfaction. Say, Mr. Bill, Mr. Bill don't come up, or get somebody else where therefore can take the place. So now pass on to Kutubu quick. Let Mr. Kutubu talk about this article. Let it tell we. So Mr. Kutubu tell we waiting exactly. You talk about, let the people understand waiting at this article, waiting at it about, does President Bill deserve a second term, for being a president in Sierra Leone, because we see all the record, they get 2 more years. Some people say, yes, he can do it. Some people still believe in him. Some people say, trust the process. President Bill, he said, don't talk, say, not judge me at the beginning, not judge me what I done. So will Sierra Leoneans give him another chance to come back and finish what he say he get for do? So I pass on to the 2 gentlemen then at the studio quick, and let them talk. But meanwhile, while they watch me, people them, let we share to friends them, because this is a very, very important conversation. This is a conversation about the future. This is a conversation about us, we livelihood in Sierra Leone. This is a conversation about, we say can put we sense inside it. Let we see how people then they strategize, waiting, which choices we get for do what we the for go before, for push Salone go before. So I pass on to you, Professor. Tell the people a small bit.
Thank you very much. We welcome all we viewers. Essentially, waiting me be do nada, broadcasting we the other networks that become over. I lay out a fundamental question as to whether President Bill deserves a second term. Waiting from that door, since he came to office, I don't take a careful look. People that already been in talk say me all the time they criticize APC and they criticize APC, but I know they talk about what they go on at this administration. But me already say to myself on me at me own pace, time and manner, me go begin the bring out fundamental issues then. We will inform the people the decision as to whether President Bill deserves a second term. First, I take a look at his promises. Waiting he promised during the electioneering campaign, waiting he promised. Then what I do, I try for kind of juxtapose them with waiting he do. For example, let's just take one area no more corruption. Let's take just that area of corruption. President Bill come in office, he make a pious, a claim, or he make fighting corruption, he make up a cornerstone for his administration. To the extent he even bring alleged them, foreigners and for come, for on that corruption, and they spend money. But then you ask with all this thing where prudential to focus on perspective, we don't see any meaningful impact either on the part of the past administration or even this administration insensitive, whether the things the way it can for faith, whether if I don't see any, because they always say charity begins at home. So one would think say, well, if you get for can for faith corruption, in order to bad governance, you start within you at the corner. You clean your house first. Then what you do, you then begin to clean the other people else. But for be very honest, new honest opinion, when you campaign corruption fighting, I think if we make an election issue, now say really today, Mr. Biolo will score, especially within EU administration, actually don't give me some of the calling for certain, but yeah, no, they try the code. They see the corruption is open at this administration, and not only that, it is done with impunity also. With this, for example, if you look at this question of this project where Mrs. Bio bring come, the idea and a fine idea. So when you call all presidential wives, they can take projects then. What they not do with themselves. For example, Mrs. Bush imitate for read to Pekin. Mrs. Obama, he say, okay, let the picking he try for talk about obese. What you do? Here the picking they all get and then they make garden. They begin they call them so they will eat, will find it. Thing they will make sure say they able control the weight and but this and not be the take money here, and then no. Everything was not over. But it appears say Mrs. Bio they use the office, they use the office of president, misuse and abuse them, raising money where are not being accounted for. They are not being accounted for. And all this actually are part of corruption. And but it's a way Mrs. Biore come on power, they're not before set a foundation. Because wife day office, who say today you don't go set a foundation. Except if you man in governance. Because you raise a lot of questions, well, who say all them money with it. But you know, even hide that now. For example, even before you come out, you don't pick $120,000. Then you turn look all the money that's since they start, and don't even bring foreign people their spouses or other leaders in. You know, we're watching at the thing now where all the money away, the president, the wife don't pick. What you don't see there, they don't set up a center for them picking there, so you don't get after a school program there, they picking there, so when they you don't see any. No, the only two they see sanitary parts and so say, oh no. This is another way, and then Mr. Biolite for go around corruption. Instead of they go take money from the consolidated funds, where they go find a way for two people. They may actually use it. This is not blatant corruption. Then you get the commission. I mean, the parliament is not doing anything about this. The anti-corruption commission is not doing anything. You might not get that money. She's not being accountable. And the corruption. And Mr. Biolite, the United Nations last year. Accountability, transparency, and corruption. These are the things. So if you don't come into other, so it will only be a corner. So now don't hold up. I don't want zero in on corruption. That I make a come up that if me the great Mr. Bio and if Salone an issue-oriented society, we they go for vote for issues right there. That for me enough reason for them Mr. Bio fail right there because the corruption is very rampant inside this administration also with brazen impunity. So I'll send them back to her, please.
Mr. Salone, you know, you were saying Kutubu say Kutubu in question, in more way in all na corruption, and especially with the wife of the president, and we very African Express. We don't pull some money them, but we hear back when Fatima Bio come out. At first, he come out say African Express need job, this that. But then later, he come out say, well, he don't know about money. He just they go to in husband in office. In husband in office they allocate money to him. May them go ask them. May them go ask the president in office. Presidency office then people then come out say, well, the money they allocate under the presidency budget, under the president office budget. So not to corruption, you know nothing but money. They just take him for let it do it in campaign way one or whatever. But then we hear said they do fundraising, it can also. And then get campaign laws then where you they get that money on any organization and whatever. It's supposed to go for what you say. If you advocate for money for people, then it's supposed to go. We all glad for the hands of our girls because we need that. But people then they complain that Mrs. Bio is not working with women that they on the ground. We already we don't begin this work before Fatima Bio come. But they're not working together. It's all about Mrs. Bio, hands of our girls wing, and this and that. And when you they do that thing, then they one person not they able do them, one person not they able for do their work, then you need 2-3 people them for the checkmate because President Bio talk now the United Nations say we get for check reset, we get peer review, we get for check reset. And then one of the things that we professor don't all say President. So what do you think on that topic they say this the corruption inside this administration is so much that this is one of the reasons why it go lost because it campaign on corruption and in manifesto Kutubu in now in until way they go by. Let's go by the manifesto. Let we begin break and down because it don't go at least now 2 more years. Let 1 more year as you will next year, the other year, and a campaign year. So let us begin go. Let we look at the microscope. Let we see if the job what we've been give President Bill for do, if they do right or if they do well, or for the see an improvement for what we the people of Sierra Leone for give another chance for go a second time. What do you think about that, sir? On that side.
Thank you, Ms. Fadima. Thank you, Professor Kutubu. Well, I could take, first of all, I agree. I'm in agreement with Professor Kutubu with respect to President Bio in disappointing record while in office. And then the issue of corruption. What amazed me very recently, 2-3 weeks ago, and at the UN, the president still they talk about corruption, and then they bring that up in many places where they go. That is against corruption. So for me, there are many things we should say the president cannot be serious about fighting corruption, because the reason being, or some of the reasons being, putting aside the First Lady, which Professor Kutubu just talked about, but the First Lady in your activities is minuscule compared to some of the other corrupt practices that we see by government officials. And then we'll talk let me start off with the area of crime or criminality. Over and over and over, we've heard of people's lands being taken without due process through vigilante means, no court involvement, at the behest or under the protection of the chief of police in the country. The way Nain supposed to protect people and arrest criminals. If you're not a good president, when they begin to tell you, say, you chief of police is involved in fraudulent activities such as land theft, that should be a cause of concern. You just can't look the other way or not address the issue. And I've heard President Bio say, oh, no, allegations. Well, everything allegation, even a crime is an allegation, you know? But that doesn't mean because it's an allegation and don't take people to trial, they don't charge them with a crime. They charge them, they go to trial, and then give them the right to defend themselves, they give them due process. But why wouldn't a president be concerned when there is credible evidence, allegation or not, that you chief of police, Mr. Suvula, is engaged in covering up, in fact, perpetuating or enabling people in what the chief land for chief people in land, because then again part of the spoils. And even though that has been said over and over and over, the president has done nothing about it. Now it may be argued that the president has done something through a land minister, but that is a separate issue, because the land minister is not to deal with a co-equal like the chief of police, which among civil service rank, they may be around the same rank. The minister, they try to set into motion policies for prevent such occurrences and prevent and deal with current issues. So when we talk about corruption, that type of corruption, it gets a devastating effect on everybody, you know, because no government can talk about law and order, and no democracy will survive if we will not put as a fundamental edifice the rule of law. So it seems to me, a long time ago, the president should have had an attorney general get involved. It may be beyond the jurisdiction of the ACC commissioner. But with respect to the ACC, these are some of the things that were to talk. This is all I'm putting everything in the context of fitness for a second term. Because I think the last time when I talk, people and things say, I am pro-BO administration. No, I'm not. And I make myself clear. What I said and what I had in mind and what I meant to say and what I believe I said was BO administration, as incompetent as they have shown, and still is no consolation to the rest of the country that if BO loses, the alternative would be APC, because APC has a record. They are not going to do a better job. That doesn't mean I want BO to have a second term. I'm trying to get people's mind focused on reality, not to wishful thinking. I am convinced in my heart that people's lives will not be any better if Bio loses and APC comes to power. There are other parties that we should start focusing on, other individuals. There are many other small and notable opposition parties. We should start looking at those people for make APC understand, say, it cannot be this in perpetuity or forever. That if where SLPP can and do a bad job, then go APC can and do a bad job and go SLPP can back. No, we got to stop that cycle there. These two parties need to realize that we may have a third option. And the third option could very well be that neither one will have the power, the majority, to form a government. Not too long ago, we therefore keep up with history, with political history. Not too long ago, in political terms, the most powerful person in recent years will have been Charles Magai, because he was able to come in. He didn't win the majority, but he was the main power broker between APC and SLPP. And let's remember, SLPP ended up in power because of Charles Magai in support. I mean, APC ended up in power because of Charles Magai in support. So the opposition, the current opposition, other oppositions, them, not APC in particular, could do likewise. Somebody has to emerge to be the power broker if you don't get the majority. So unless we begin to put that feeling of doubt in APC and SLPP, that it's not going to be one or the other. It could be someone else, or someone else could dictate who it becomes. Unless we try to inject that kind of a doubt and that politics there in the mind of people, they will take people for granted. You see, this is not my concern. So I want people to understand. It's not like, it doesn't matter to me if Bio wins the second term, but it does matter to me if APC come back into power, because they have an established record. It's not like Professor Kutubu would say, anything to write home about. They haven't done what they promised the people. People go in poor, they come out extremely rich. And no, people are not that stupid to think, oh, this is not hard-earned money this guy's got. I remember when APC began a power, there was from Aberdeen all the way to Deep Water Key, the places were full of ships. Ships then were just parked. What were all the ships doing? Exploring for oil? What was the outcome? Did they tell the nation anything? What was the oil and ship then they do? Listen, we just need government, people, politicians who are committed, who love the country, who love the people, who wish Sierra Leone well. We don't need people who want come for kind gentry and play this tribal game, like I keep saying. You know, I also have been a major critic of President Bio in terms of tribalistic tendencies. You do not run a government, whether that was practiced by Anes Nkrumah or not, which is just as bad, but you do not run a government in a country of 17 tribes. You make 80 or more % of your top picks one tribe. That I call that lazy thinking, because you have all these big time, big name professors. Let them think, give them something to do. Say, how do I put a cabinet? How do I appoint top people? And we will be reflective of the country and the tribes. This is what a good leader will do, not a good leader who says, well, I'm comfortable among one tribe, I feel safer. Well, if that's the case, let them vote for you. You don't need the vote of the other people. But I call that lazy thinking, because they don't want to put the intellect into creating a stable situation. So there are a lot of reasons I can say he may not deserve a second term. But what's the alternative? Does that mean APC, whose record we know and have experienced, now the choice down there, anybody in a life go better? Yes, money be the move around during APC. But these were corrupt monies. You know, I heard a lot of people who will go and, when you get a minister, why will a president encourage a minister? This is under Anes Nkrumah. Members of parliament, they can't fend the president. And when they can't fend the president, as visitors, they expect to go back with $4,000, $5,000, $3,000, which is what he used to do. Okay, is that good government policy? Is that money to move? But all them $2,000, $3,000 they were President Nkrumah be the key members of parliament. They would just say, "Hey, pa, I can't tell you I do." Who side they pull the money there? Now from his salary. Does Parliament appropriate special money where President does the key for visitors them, local people? Why will a member of Parliament or a minister to go fend the president? There is a story about somebody during the Kaba regime when the minister go fend the President Kaba, then sit down and keep company President Kaba and Fanta for drink. Then when Tim Kanwe one left, President Kaba said, "Well, thank you for visiting, come next time." The news to this man was, wow, the president he hand title, saying I just Fanta no more give me. What else is he supposed to give you? So when we talk about corruption, we have to know, say, this is endemic. We need to fight it. So not to the Fatima Bio, the one and then the issue. It then a part of a foundation. So when we want for fight corruption, let's start to the root cause. One cause is we not pay. The salary, the average per capita income na Sierra Leone not reach $1 a day. Most people make $50, 500,000 leons for a whole month. Over 50% of the population don't even make that.
Mr. Shillong, sir, you bring 2 points there where I want to come back inside quick, sir. You say there are other alternatives apart from SLPP and APC. And you measure ties my guy where because they been broke away from SLPP make APC win. And then we see again 2018 election, there was NGC and many other parties. And people were calling at that time for all the small parties for join together for making them go able for can defeat APC, because at the time everybody was tired of APC thinking they are so corrupt and so bad. So they all no one come together. They don't want to come together to build this massive coalition where will come for can stand in two giants, because the fact of the matter is, the thing is that it's hard to change because the minds of the people is either APC or APC 9 or Sabi. These are the two giants. Then if you don't get one, you get one, you don't get one. But so how will people be able, because the third wheel is there, but a lot of people then when we don't break away, they go back. Because why? They say the third wheel don't have the power, because the mentality of the people reach that side rate for understand. So if a third force comes in, which is like we get like the NGCs and the C4Cs, and then we get other organizations the way they come together, other parties the way they try for build a coalition. If they come together, will there be a spoiler for give Bio another chance? Will there be a spoiler taken from the main opposition, the young people then? Because you get certain area where some people then strong. So will there be that spoiler we go take away, we go give President Bio back a second term? And if President Bio come, people and they say, we watch the economy right now. We are talking of business. Everything is at like a standstill. We don't say the IMF where President Bio come, the President Bio take away the subsidies. People were shouting, forgive President Bio the credit. It was because, not because President Bio want do because IMF in condition them when they give, they say you for take away the subsidies, when they buffer the things of the people, when they buffer the economy for the day-to-day man for the antomorph, it was taken away from the people because of the conditions them for let them go get loan. And this president we need loan, and we continue for go to these IMF and these big giants, and they set the conditions for us. We think say it help we, but they help we. In the end, it hurts our people. IMF been give the same condition to President Nkrumah for say the former president, make it take away the subsidy, but he refused to because it was an election year. Pull and come out there because he feels say it go hurts the people. Everybody is playing politics with people's lives here. The livelihood now this president don't pull them. The money where they foresee now for their subsidies and them. What is this administration doing with it? Because the bread and butter issue of the people on the ground now in the money their rights now. We don't see with president. This president don't pull subsidy. But then money then they, instead of them manage and wisely, the minister of finance or whatever, President Bill come, he say they put all the money in one pot. President Bill don't put all the money in one pot. But the bread and butter issues of the people. We know say na corona era, everything at the world tranga. But because we are people that don't get extra buffer, the people as what they call business has kind of slowed down. We are in whether Fuller, Deputy Fuller Chief say, first then they begin 10 container per month, now one, because they don't know where the economy is going. We are in the bank governor can talk say that money no then free talk, they don't keep all the money, you don't know, blah blah blah, they talk all the stuff their way for talk, then they can't do this, they can't do this. So the people of the people in the country are suffering. So what will this president in the economy section do for them people then? Because the money then what will for be saved by the subsidy that where they don't pull, where this IMF they tell about big spending. Guess what in this president they do? They don't use them for stimulate the economy. What did they use them for? Big government, increasing their salaries, going on trips and per days. Because those going on trips, we have not seen nothing yield yet. President Biokam say he's fighting corruption. He spent boku money, but we don't see nothing will come up at the corruption case yet. But yet we say the other regime was corrupt. But where are these people? Why are we not holding them accountable? Why are the recommendations not being followed? What they say for do? All we hear, SCC say, oh well, now this number, and President Bio himself don't even puts the thing make a joke because he say, oh, we don't want for do nobody in a jail, we just want with money. Are you really serious? If we want push Salone go before the bread and butter issues of the people, the money way for run to the people, we get good government, we are creating jobs, more jobs for instead of working for the masses of the people, the young ones, the people them for give them hope, give them buffer and what's in the call. So the credit of them, some of the corona money where they give them, they go pass or the IMF money, they go pass, they go give 1 million to small how they call them petty traders all that day. But then those are like only they pick other than for peak, then get other than peak with them give. But is it running down? Is the savings that this subsidy with them pool, is the savings running down to the people, or is this just for the top echelons, the top people of Sierra Leone? That is the question here, because the people they matter. Now, in are the most important matter. The things that are changing their lives is the President Bill come with good plan say he want to make free education, but can Sierra Leone afford free education? Can we afford free education? The free education, will the system picking that yes, the enrollment go up because people were excited. But now, if they check the enrollment, we know say them number don't go because Boku don't drop school. So mommy not get money for buy uniform for them picking. So mommy not get. President Rio came saying he's gonna give uniform. He's gonna do feeding. He's gonna do transportation. He's gonna give textbooks, the main textbook them to the picking them. But because those promises were not met, it was just promises. They not do all that, and then they give the free education. Is it quality education? It's yet to be seen, because I would not call that quality of quality education. But you know, we see David Sender is doing a fantastic job. I'll give him that. Not that because in a person, but I mean, I see then they put them building up for who side and will sit down. But is it quality education? I see that they do their nursery basic for begin the fundamental and stuff. That is good, but is it enough? Is it touching the rest of the people? Is it running down? Is it trickling down to the people of Sierra Leone? That is the question. So I mean, I don't know if anyone can come in with that, Mr. Shino Nokutubu, because that is one of the bread and butter issues of the people. Are these savings that IMF recommended and the guideline that where they set, they reach down to the people? Because almost they buy less first and not to show them they buy less now. Yes, we all know say the economy of the world everywhere it is whatever. But what is in place to buffer the people of Sierra Leone for let them go able to eat? We see the BBC report where they make documentary, where they go there, then go to them people them. What did they say? Then say the people they not get eat. The one when they buy 6 cup rice, now 3 cup rice they buy. And I want more day just for survive, for get something I body say eat, but they're not able to make that quality where everything don't go up, everything don't go up. But yet we see with government, it is not looking good for them. We see them flaunting wealth in front of the people's face. We don't see sensitivity like you care for the people. So to me, that is one of the things that you know kind of they go ask the question with those kind of things. He has 2 years, he can pull it, he can turn around, he can go to the direction that he promises us that he will be at. He said he promised us direction, he promised us new direction, and this direction, it is, go over there. He promised us good direction, and this direction where he promised the direction is not to the part of where the people want to be. The people want to be. They have to set things in place. They have to make conditions. Let people be able to do business where they're giving unto much of the people. Middle class are business people. We need the environment for be said, not just for say it, but we need it for see it. And you need for see him. If your life they change, is it getting better for you? That is the question here. Is it getting better for the people when it comes to the bread and butter issues? So I mean, I pass them back to Una. I don't know who's one pound one take and anyone pound can take it for us, Mr. Chilon, because since now you've been begin the conversation, then we will get to Kutubutu, let himself try for see and answer if kind of are we really, really comfortable, and are we really confident in the people of Sierra Leone? Are we really confident on this kind of way where we economy they go in the country with the economy side?
Well, I don't think so. I think we are not, and the economy will go right. And look for to see the president to do what it takes for direct. I don't think they use the same phrase. If they maybe go in a new direction, all right, but not the wrong direction. It's a new direction, but it's wrong. And sometimes I'm not convinced these people don't know what they're doing. They just don't care. Because if they care, you have to be concerned about the reaction of the people. People are not stupid. People are not blind. Go stop subsidies. And people don't want to understand which is a subsidy. Then are the kind of money where government they inject for all prices then to a certain level, for make sure say the ordinary citizen can afford to buy certain things at certain prices for all down inflation. Okay, so if the government come, you come, and then with no plan of how for filling that gap there, that to me indicates one of two things. Either you don't care, or you just don't know what you're doing. And this is not a reflection on the president himself, because to be a president, you're not going to be the smartest guy, but you have to be intelligent enough to pick a good team. And as I always say, picking a good team don't necessarily mean all the big degrees, college degrees. You could make somebody a minister who is an experienced businessman, who probably left school standard 3 or from 3. But he has a success. He has built a fortune. In fact, maybe it might be a good idea for begin to get financially successful people in our cabinet. So when they go in, they're not going to look for try for gentry because they already get money. But you can put in your cabinet not to somebody who will go for a bay or somebody who will go college. It could be somebody who will get a very enviable success story because a person will know what to do. College then can say, not to book make sense, now sense make book. So some people are just naturally gifted and get this intuition, this inner learning for themselves. Okay, when you pick boards of trustees for the central bank, for commercial bank, for local bank, because these are all entities where the government gets in hand. Pick credible, reliable people who are not political appointees just for the sake of giving you cronies the job. If you try to build the economy, these are the people you get for pick reliable, trustworthy, intelligent, successful people who will come and make a difference. So when the banks and the central bank, they'll make policy, it will be for the common good. Like the deputy fuller chief will be the talk to the governor of the Bank of Sierra Leone. People like that one and they, or the fuller chief himself, they need for serve on some boards because he may not learn book as we know education, but he know what he talk about. But when they ignore all them people here, when they go take people them where they say get degree, then are professors, then are this, then are that. But like the saying goes, the taste of the pudding lies in the eating. I don't care how you make the pudding. If it not taste good, it's just, you know what, the time. So the reality is when you get all, and to whom much is given, much is expected. So if you get all them professors here, all them big degree holders here, so much is expected from your government, because these are people where they go college, where they get higher education, where come, we're supposed to be able to think critically, for make critical assessment, for be able to make something good for people and uplift the lives of people. So we not to see that. And the only reason why we not to see that is because a lot of these folks see this as an opportunity for enrich themselves, not for can help country. And like I say over and over and over and over, going into government for the only, now one reason no more for taking for going to government, now for serve the people. And not to for go Dave, for serve yourself, or for gentry. That said, any serious government, I will say, when you can power, first of all, now for make a reassessment of the poverty level in the country. You cannot say you don't want a policeman for take bribe, but you pay him at the level of one bag gross income. There's no way, it's not practical, it don't make sense. I'm all in favor of parliamentarians then getting an increase because of the profile of the job. When they raised the salary, that was not such a bad thing. But what was bad, then just do it for themselves, and for some other high folks, then they're not doing for the rest of the people. So you're not doing for the ordinary policeman, you're not doing for the ordinary teacher, you're not doing for the low-level civil servants. In fact, I get the statistical things now. Surprisingly, there are certain people in Sierra Leone who are being paid up to $10, $20, $25,000 a year, US dollars. That, you know, certain grades of people. I get the graph now. And but those people, all those kind of promotions of salary are being not on a broad scale. It's a preferential scale being given to certain people. You are hurting the economy when you do that, because now where everybody is able to earn enough that it can able to provide for himself and his family. How do they provide? The money circles around. If you pay somebody well, he go buy clothes, he go buy petrol, he go buy provision, he go and so everybody benefits. But so this thing about the ground dry, that kind of a ground dry, they're not beneficial to people because the money will be to go around. All politicians will take that the dash people, not to the money, not corruption money. So now just a handful. So what about the man where they na Pendembu Kalam district? What about the man where they Daru? What about the man where they Mobile? What about the man where they Shegbema? We not get connection with politician there. So political money not the reaching hand. So the ground dry for himself. So now superficial money exchange will take place in Sierra Leone under the previous government. It has nothing to do with the economy. You can hardly find anybody who will tell you, say, the man that will tell you, say, well, yeah, what the other party be there? Yeah, well, you know, about tell you somebody will give me 5, 10,000, 2,000. That may be true. But that person will tell you, say, in life, in level of living was so high that he was able to save enough money for build a house, or for buy motor car, or for travel. No, that just aren't too much. So we have to look past that stage there of who people them. We really need for going to government for try for help them come up with policies. There are so many people in the diaspora who have not only good ideas, but they have good connections that they want to take home to join forces with the government. A country like Rwanda, they say it takes for you to establish a business, get all the licenses that you need, 2 hours, not 2 days, 2 hours. Sierra Leone, the obstacles are so much, it might take you 2 years. 2 years trying to get, why? Well, when you make things, if me want to take my business going to Sierra Leone, you make life that difficult for me, you're not hurting me. You're hurting the potential people have for employ or for take some of the burden them off the government. So we not get good government policies. Now, all of this said, And I want straight far from the main question. Okay, like Ms. Fadima said just now, you block the subsidies, they're not come. Where the people are need for where you need for hold down prices. Then you, the president and your cabinet will already show the discipline we take by showing financial restraint, by not being wasteful. You engage in unlimited traveling around the world. And we have not seen any indication as yet. The president keeps telling we, he go here because of the good of the country. One way you would demonstrate good faith, for we for believe that, waive you per diem. Say, and I'm receiving no per diem. And the cabinet not receive per diem. You know, will you go out there with all sincerity for help? And you also have to convince we that you being there, now the only option that you get. Otherwise, we get technology, you can do it from your country. The UN meeting recently, a lot of leaders didn't go to the UN. They spoke on Zoom from their countries. Did our president have to go and then he go with a large delegation? So how can you say economy tough, but you not to show any financial restraint? You see, these are the kind of things. Why would the president say, compare we own president to people like the late the man from Tanzania, you know, Magufuli. You know, he hardly ever traveled outside the country. And when he did, he only went with a handful of people like UN meeting when we didn't have COVID. And he stayed in one of the most modest hotels trying to save money for his country. So that you go be impressed with a leader like that and say, yeah, he's not there for himself. Because again, the whole idea is to serve. Yes, you are the president, but you want to set an example. But how you will say things are rough, you know, things are tight, but you buy a brand new motorcar for chiefs. Why is it necessary? And that chiefs at this stage should have brand new motorcar. So there are lots of things that we're not to see a good faith attempt by the president for demonstrate that he mean for help the economy. We all see the activities here as just a privilege. People are talking all the talk, but when they kind of power, then just want the opportunity for kind of power and begin. And then the other thing is the lack of discipline. One last thing. How can you say you're not corrupt if when you are in power, because there's a thing called lifestyle audit. Before you became a minister, you not get past one motorcar. You not married past one wife. Now rent, you not even get a house for yourself. Then when you become a minister or president, you begin build 5 houses at the same time. Then, and you don't even wait self say you come on power, you begin build your house right there when everybody look at you, then you say, not a corruption, I'm not corrupt. Nah, people are not that stupid. I mean, people can say all they want. And to me, it shouldn't matter whether an APC or SAPP is happening before our very eyes. Unless we want to say, when we, the people that will elect corrupt, no, not for complaint. Now, the one that will not elect. If you're not APC, so corruption other than SAPP no more corrupt. If you're not SAPP, they're not corrupt. Now APC corrupt. If we not so we want for judges, then we put the country secondary, not to above everything else.
Yeah, Mr. Shella, now bring Professor in. You talk on one word just now where you say the lifestyle. Okay. We not say then get provision for when you travel, the president travel, the entourage travel, people that travel, they give per diem. But with the like you say, with the ads, a president that really does care for people, he go say, okay, I forgot me per diem. I they go on government business. Let me forget about this per diem here, so Professor, and let me use them for provide like programs for where they train picking them young people them where they train Sierra Leoneans. It can be old, it can be young, it depends on the program. Because if we cut down the waste, if we cut down the excess, if we cut down the big government, because what we really cow up, we get only how many ministries? There will not get boku ministry, all team kind of inside to one. But as years have gone by, they don't extend their ministry. A ministry of first now ministry of mines, lands, and country planning with day. Now you get everybody, you get education one, you get education two, you get this, you get that. Everybody creating jobs for their people. Everybody creating jobs for their family members. Everybody creating jobs for their friends. Excess job. We see of recently, Nabila Tunis, then pull and come up a Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Then put now they make another position, Minister of whatever freedom business. Me don't even remember the name, Professor. I know you talk on that. Why are we keep creating when we cannot pay teachers, when we cannot even fund our free education properly? What we they waiting go for give the quality to the education, for give the teachers, for pay nurses, for pay doctors, for pay people there where they in position them. Why are these people suffering? But the ministers are always getting paid. The president is always getting paid. They are traveling. They are collecting per diems, but yet they can look at it. Oh, it's the lifestyle. You can look at it and say, you know what, I can still go, or I don't have to go. This is the age of technology. It will see his speech, you know, waiting and call party. It just reached again today. Now today the president go back to Sierra Leone. All in company that we don't go, but he left. Every time he left, the hotel where make he say he go meet with MCC, he go meet with World Bank. Then he make a town meeting that was only, you know, kind of like, now you they talk no more to them, they know they talk to you. They don't allow the people that ask the real questions. They allow only for make and save. They put a press conference together. If you want to touch the hearts of the people, if you want to touch the hearts of every people, I think say the president for be accessible. The people around these people, if I was one of their strategic people, I would say when I left the president, let answer tough questions. The president has to answer tough questions. And the question on the ground right now is this: how the people then they suffer with the cost of price of things keep going up, the anti-malt business. Fatima Biose be don't tell we say gone guy for another PM, but she is getting per diem every time she flies around the world. She is getting money from the presidency office for one organization there, and she's getting some of that, because you're not going to tell me you're not getting yourself paid, because normally you get yourself paid with those kind of things that you do, charities that you do, you get paid for it. So we they look then senior where then they flaunt to we the people, and where the people they say, and we not the diaspora, we get people them we have ideas, we get people that we get money. But like how Mr. Shilon said, Professor, when you go to Salone for go register something, you get for go through a minister where you go through the office themselves, not even to standard. You get for sit down all day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. But in another country, in another African country, because they set things in place, because we get a leader that is radical enough for make sure say 0 tolerance of foolishness, everything therefore run the way we say, for doing to the standard where they push the country go before. We get for look at all these things. President BA, you get 2 more years for change your way. You get 1 year more, you can change direction. Because why they gave him the mandate, and no matter if APCB don't do that. APCB don't do that, the people that will check them. The people that will check them. But SLPP, okay, excuse me, that's my grandson. You know, the people that will check them, right? But now President Bio come to we as Sierra Leoneans. President Bio said, give me a chance. I can do this. And so if you're not able for do them, we get for grade them. Because this is what we do. We grade them the reality check. We get for check for see. So Professor, to you, sir, what do you think of them thing that the lifestyle of this traveling and per diem and collecting per diem? They can forfeit it if they really say, okay, money not in the country. If I get for travel, say, I not take again, waiting they don't already allocate to me. I pass on to you, sir.
Thank you. First of all, I want to address 2 things very quickly. I don't make research in that. This question about the spouse of any leader, being, for example, the spouse of the president of the United States, what they do, Whatever they do, for like I don't have a start before, Mrs. Trump, Mrs. Bush, Mrs. Trump, Mrs. Obama, Mrs. For the office of the spouse of the leader, not to a constitutional office. That I think first we begin. Number two, the main job of the spouse of a leader, for which I say that mostly in the social area, where they help the president, when I host reception, when I host the but when it comes to policy, you cannot. Here is the reason why you cannot. Because you are when something go off course, it will be very difficult when they hold you because nobody not appoint you. You not go send it. The Senate not confirm. So now many people are very smart enough not for make sure say that office not just a ceremonial office where it therefore help the leader, socially hosting receptions, banquets. I mean, you are saying. But now if you move to another one way to about this stuff, this party I'm not address this. One of me great opposition to that, really, if I say now a long-term corruption that will be done there from all leadership. How on that they will give pardon when you come out, they come at the expense of the country, you they sleep at the expense of the country, so they did not the country pay for that. You they eat at the expense of the country. Why again they forgive you money for that? That 90 today nobody know able sensitize the psychological attitude for accept say this actually is administratively convenient or financially feasible. Because all of this, the citizens they pay for this. More all the triple president will make that so with all the government of Salone to the citizens and they go pay for all that day. Then you make no mistake that they pay for that day. So in good conscience, more so when they can't just say the country triangle how. So in other words, guys they live very ostentatious and opulent lifestyle, very extravagant lifestyles. Far in excess of the legitimate earnings at the expense and detriment and starvation of fellow struggling citizens. Then there should be nothing like a party pay, especially if not so you they put in your pocket for pay you airfare. Also they go lodge now you they pay for them. The eatery they pay for. As long as not so they do that day now the citizens they often need for forget compensation for that. Afterwards, you be take up the job for work on behalf of the people then. Sacrifices also have to be made. We need for the people to understand, say, not the jobs that when they hold, being cabinet ministers, ambassadors, presidents, prime ministers, not to play that for can enrich yourself. The fundamental reason why they guy not killing for come up and power, my fellow panelists, it born out of the fact now the undue exploitation of man by man, what they do, and the things that whether they get there at the expense, like I said, expense, detriment or starvation of fellow citizens. This that is now that guy in what you do, they're not going ever come out. They'll find ways because to them now a place for calm, let they live what you say they live off the hog in our colonize. It is not anything we can for do. Oh, they can't help the country. Because no check this current administration, the president came into power saying it don't mean nothing. As so you say that he said it don't mean nothing. But then the actions of the government, the lifestyle, they reflect that day. They reflect that day. The president say Inge for go for send the email because why do you have a foreign minister? Now every side you get for go, why do you have a foreign minister? All of the yes, but because of your argument, the part there whether they get very illegal, inhuman, and it totally lacking in conscience, simply because now the citizen now the sponsor you visit from the time you come on as I don't tell you top, now then they pay for that. So again, not for make money off the for make money, it lacking in conscience. Back to you guys. Mute.
All man we don't go back. We see the president on this part damn business. All man we don't go back, boy. Extending stay because he want for meet with the ICC and all that stuff, MCC and all that stuff. And he put out a tweet where he talks say the MCC, they hold them for, I have lost the tweet in a second. I think I had that tweet not so long ago. Okay, hold on. He said the MCC, hold on. I just get it. Okay, the MCC, the president say, the MCC, yes, the MCC tell and say, again for be transparent and all that stuff there, accountability and all that kind of stuff there. Then I think say, and another one yesterday, the Washington DC, we finalized a $25 million grant for subsidy of school feeding. So we don't get money for school feeding. And I'm sorry, somebody take over for
No
me
problem.
for a second. I'll come right back.
Okay, Professor, with respect to the issue of per diem, not only am I in total agreement with you, but for buttress, for add to that, people need to understand, because what would they say per diem? Probably we need to describe what in that mean. Let people know say this per diem, what would they talk about? This phrase per diem. Now waiting the president and the ministers, then they receive as compensation, different from their salary, for being
Yes.
out of their own country. So every
Yes.
net where you spend outside the country, now be the old colonial thing, and we need for land for say, the colonial masters were being given certain privileges in the old days as an encouragement to get a job in Africa, because Africa was supposed to be a dark continent. So if you're an Englishman, you don't finish the good school now England, they won't give you job in the territory, then therefore give you all them perks here for make
Yes.
you want to come to Africa. Because otherwise, why would you, Englishman, would go good school, want for going to Africa outside and say, they call the white man's grave because which man would die of malaria, the health condition. So these were all the perks. These are the day for come abroad, courts then to get the break. These were all incentive for encouraging the Englishman. What is so disappointing, we are so lacking in resourcefulness and creativity. We've never even taken up the time for sit down and re-examine, their policies here and see how consistent, how useful they are to we as Sierra Leoneans where they run government today. Are these things useful to us, or should some of these vestiges be gotten rid of? For example, why should the court go on vacation? Now said the which man left him. Yeah, it was in place. But aren't we smart enough for no say justice is continuous? It's a continuous process. I mean, are we so lacking in resourcefulness that we cannot think of staggering the vacation of the judges? Why should all the judges go on vacation? Why should the courts be closed down? But again, the sooner IMF or the sooner UN or the sooner one of the organizations tell we say we need for change that, then we'll go change it. We never take up the time for re-examine what we already have to see which ones are workable, which ones are not. This is why I keep telling these guys, everybody who's going to government, running a government is a very heavy lifting. You see, because even the policies that we inherit, some of these policies need to be re-examined because they may be excess burden, excess weight on the system itself. So this per diem, people need to understand. To my understanding, the president gets as much as $1,000 a night. I don't think it's an exaggeration. Per diem. And I think in ministers, and they get about half of that. Well, if you take $1,000 for one night, but I would say $500 for one night, that is sufficient for pay the school fees of at least for one night within the president. If you waive that and put them back on the free education, a lot of schools are beginning to get the opportunity for get books, for get uniforms, for get this, if you just waive that. Because the president still has free housing, free transportation, free security, exactly. Free fooding, yes. Feeding, you on and on and on. And his salary continues, it's non-stop. And to be honest with you, The president doesn't need to spend any of your money because if your host and your transportation and your security and your food is taken care, what do you do with money? All you got to do is save it. You see? But these guys, they don't want that. They want to become instant millionaires. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So when Professor Kutubu say these guys are heartless, this is the point I keep making. It has nothing to do with APC or SAPP. These guys are just bad guys. You see, they are bad guys. So when I wait, when I stick on the neck, I've been SAPP, been APC. You just don't get it. These guys don't care for you. They don't care about the country. They don't care about the people. It's all about themselves. Now, there are good ones among them, you know, but the good one, they are so far and few between that it's hard to even recognize them. APC get good people, SAPP get good people, but they are not in large sufficient numbers to be able to make the bulk of a good government. I'm telling you guys, so leave the passion behind about APC, SAPP. Just judge these guys with their activities. You know, I want to go kind of power. Okay, look, the judiciary. It's been left all by itself, powerless. The other arm was supposed to hold the balance between the executive and the legislature. You see, the judiciary is just almost completely powerless. Cases are decided or bail is granted depending on what a politician says. I mean, is that the kind of judiciary we want to have in the country? So please, I want people in. So when we talk about BO, we have to talk about what you call viable alternative. Are people's lives going to be improved? Are they going to be any better if President Bio doesn't win a second term and the other party we know will be in a kind of power? Or should we start thinking creatively and see whether we get a third option? That's all I'm saying. But if we want the easy way out, it will never be easy. Because we the people have to vote smart. We have to start talking the talk. You know, that's all I'm trying to tell people.
I want to President Bio tweet quick. I want to President Bio, one of the tweets them because until we all know say kind of United Nations, he can't talk, he can't sell Salone. So when don't sell Salone, don't he left now America, I go see the MCC, and we know say them we don't get the high scale score one time where they say, but before Maria Briwa when they left the ambassador, where the American embassy ambassador whatever consul women they now Freetown. Then they tell them waiting, they get for do, they get for look into themselves corruption, they get for look within, they get for stop for look outside and keep looking in. But the NCC tell they say I had a productive meeting with the MCC government, MCC leadership, where we agreed to strategize priorities, including the climate change, private sector development, and gender equality and inclusion. That aligns with our outgoing government reforms. So one of the things they want to talk on the climate change, like we can't talk on the thing, he said they get for prioritize them because they don't have these things as priority. The livelihood of people, because you know, private sector development, private sector, like I always they say, we own people them now in private sector they make the money them by business, by working for other companies, by doing business for themselves. Now they the middle class there, which buffers the economy, which buffers the waiting and call. And this is what he said the MCC gear. Then he go on in tweet again. He also talk of the IMF. They don't promise them a $25 million grant. They don't finalize. Yesterday in Washington D.C. we finalized a $25 million grant for sustainable school feeding. But then Chinese them they don't give we rest. What happened to our rice? They don't feed the picking them. They don't feed school picking them with the rest. Now we don't get 25 million, and we got to follow this 25 million because these people tell we they don't get them money here, but they don't tell us how they spend it, where they spend it. We don't see how they spend it. Then they get the money them. Then they go there. Their conditions set. But who suffers from them condition here where them money people here where they give we grant or loan? They tell us, we say IMF, I need something, I need help. Okay, they will tell you out for one, you government, let you people then keep continuing for suffer. You as a leader, you're not thinking, you just want the money. Is the money going to the development? Is the money we pick it and go begin eat free? Because pikin they angry. People that we hear comrade them for that documentary na ABC BBC where they talk say them pikin they angry. Then they go school so then they get for sacrifice for let them pikin no more get something. But President Bill been promised with food what they call. We see the rest scam, the rest case scam. Rest case die, we know you're nothing more rest again. We see they make up a them road, while the minister income. Oh, now the rest of this. Almost container rest. Galili Conco de Nango, so many container rest go there inside where go born na Pademba Road.
Prison.
You know, people let them people are left for make look stupid. But waiting at the thing where they say now they don't get 25 million and then it gets it say over 20 million catalyst grants funded for education and then discussion infrastructure, energy and agribusiness with IFC Africa, whatever it is. But you know, they're talking about these things. We are getting money there. But is it going down to the people? Are we seeing it with the people, their lifestyle? Are we seeing it improving the lives of the common man? Yes, we know say a long time we don't left behind. But where would they get their money? How would they see? Not of us say President Bill, maybe you go say President Bill and get bad luck because now in the era of social media. So we get for talk. But before social media, people let me they talk. People like Kutubu let me they talk. People like Mr. Shilon let me they talk. Me na 2018 them bring me come because me say don't tire for see with people and they suffer. First time me not been care about Salone again. I say Salone the better deal. I done in a stress now waiting a call. We don't left behind. But now we all don't begin talk because 2018 I them bring me in the wagon because they hear me 2-3 what talk. They say come here so you say can't see don't let you go to talk. But we not be the talk. But people not be the talk. But now President Bill ain't get the bad luck. It then a social media, so we they talk, we they ask the question. We don't get 25 million for food. They picking them, we want for see that money they spend by the school, picking them, they picking them school lunch. Long term, they municipal school, then post school them. Guess what in them? They do whoa, when they go Catholic school, let me go. Whoa, when they go Catholic school, let mother can give you go zapple, and they give you lunch because people are able to afford lunch. But then school they went a government school, then municipal school, and the other school them. They municipal. Guess what in them? They give them. Then they give them bulgur, then they give them cornmeal, then they give them rest, then they feed them at school. Then they feed them, then they feed the pikin at school. So President Bill say one bring down the back for feed the pikin in school. Now we say don't get 25 million. Let we watch and see because the rest we see and disappear, nothing not come up again. Ben Kelfala say him they catch the thief man, they wait thief the rest, they follow the rest. But now the trail go cold. We don't know. We don't know what happened to the guys. We don't know what happened to the people. Then we see then the shame guys all over the world, all over the country. We don't know that then get outside and pull them. But China be don't go but for beginning for picking. So get caller there on the line. Let's take caller them. Caller, good evening. What's your name and what's the call from, please?
Hello, viewers. Sister Umaru, the call.
Yes, Mr. Umar. Good afternoon, sir. Good evening. Good morning.
Yeah. Madam Fadima, VOS the right if the President VO deserves second chance, Madam Fadima. Rest back now 400,000 na Salone. Just imagine. Then one day we get big family, somebody we get for feed. Like me, the home way I come out, we dey eat one bag rice in 2 weeks. The home way we come out na Kabbalah. Just imagine, in 1 month we dey eat almost 2 bags of rice. 3 big family in almost 4 compound. We all eat na one pot. Just imagine if you get that kind of family, I go cope. So the question, if President Bio deserves second chance, he left to the people. He left to the one where they're going to market the buy rice 400,000 for bag. When you talk about what the Minister of Information, when you talk, they say, we all know what in the apple, me woman, they're going to market. Then I ask, now the same amount of money where the other woman they care going to market, now you woman they care, or you woman they care excess money that, you know, they notice things are very expensive. Sierra Leone, we they suffer problem in that country. Everybody lack. We not only the government, but even the people themselves. Within the people, we lack of discipline. cement don't go up. Businessman increase price sometimes for no reason. Even the product, the way they pay customer, then they increase unnecessarily price, not by 5-10% like okay expect, but rather 50%, sometimes even 60%. Sansana, they go take Sansana water side, they don't increase price. You know, then they buy cement from Dangote, they don't increase price. We know say yes, things they go up, we know say transportation don't make. But the manner at which the people increase the price again, it have to be very, very, very according to how the price they go up, not how they feel. But in that county, lack of discipline, businessman just learn money tomorrow he grab as he wants him not invest not enough, increase price so that he go buy things. This economy, not only here, we sometimes we go for blame government, but sometimes we go for blame we self. Sometimes we self we get problem in that country. We self we make how they call it artificial scarcity. We cause another country. You know. So now this is now we problem. We they blame the government here because they go for do their own part, and we expect them say that their own part that they do, and that the people elect them for. But the Sierra Leoneans also go for no say. If you take too much na the people, indirectly it affects you. Then they increase price. Even that man where they go broke in a bush, where they pay transport, just they broke in a bush to come. They increase price. We understand the things are expensive, but the manner at which they increase price now more sabotaging. Let me be honest with you.
Mr. Omar, I ask you a question. I ask you a question. Yes, the people. Please don't hang up, Mr. Omar. I'll ask a quick question. Okay, the people are to be blamed too for some of the hardship on the people, right? But the country where you're in Ireland, there are things in place. A person that's going to buy, there's price control. There are people regulating it. We get people in a salon where they pay for regulating them thing. Are they doing their jobs? Are they doing their jobs? Then they under agency. Then they under government agencies. Because when you want law and order and discipline, the institution or the organization where they in charge of that, or the department, they have to enforce and do their work. But some of these people just sit in office, they have titles, they know they come out for them, and nobody is checking them. They're government entities. They're government control price in a government entity, Minister of Trade, they get some development planning. But are they doing their job? Because we have allowed. Okay,
let's answer you quick and give people. Go ahead,
please. Yes.
Madam Fadima, me as somebody where are they in favor of some certain extent for give price control in that country. You say Madam Fadima, we get different supermarket. If you go to Coop, for instance, the price of milk na Coop to the price of milk na dinner almost now just some cents different.
Yes.
You know, but when you go to Sierra Leone, they find out say if they buy rice out 400,000, you go buy under 380,000. Government therefore get certain amount of control. We not left everything free. Government here, we know say sometimes if you left something free too much, if you say they control the market, it will affect the price, it will create artificial scarcity. But it's such as me, are they in favor? But at least let government make the price a line. If you buy rice at Aberdeen for 400,000, at least that Aberdeen when you can at center, then you buy for 399,000. That you know say the Aberdeen price don't pay 1,000 for transport. That don't make an increase of 1,000. But the government they do that, and when you want to do that, they say a free market, but we got to get control, respect for the within the market.
There should be price control. The price having they try for make, will they put out on the people because the government allows it to happen. Now the government they allow because they have price control and they get for check. There are checks and balances.
But Fadima, we get free market. We get free market.
You understand?
We get free market. Okay. Now so they say we get free market. Everybody get right for sell. Buy one, sell you one, buy go play cheap one. I don't mean are they in favor of that the government for certain extent for control the price. We not say for certain extent. Yeah, Madam Fadima, I like you crazy. They sell me 2 francs. When let me say $2. Where all over they sell at 180, 175, except a kiosk.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Omar. Allow other people then. Thank you so much. I've been just want to ask that question there to you. Good evening, caller. What's your name and who side you call with from, please? Hello, caller. What's your name and who side they call you from? Hello, caller. Good evening. What's your name? Who side they call you from?
Hi, good evening. This is Anonymous. I just want for give a little bit of an input. Thank you all for everything that they
Yes,
do.
ma'am.
I
Thank you,
appreciate
too.
the good work that they do. Me on when Miss Fadima, you say President Bio maybe in a bad luck he get. For me on, I look at him for say yes, you can say in a bad luck, but the reason we make we feel disappointed now because the president being aware of the country and issues them in himself out of in your mouth, he mentioned them out of in campaign, and he promised the citizens them for say when income they will can solve them problem there. It's like when you're going into surgery, you get some serious back pain and then a neurosurgeon tell you for say don't worry, I'm the best in the field, just trust me, I go able to align you back. When you get out of the surgery you go be okay, you go able to bend, you go able to do so much where you not being able to do before. But then you go under the surgery for you can't find out now for say now you cannot walk. Your life before being way better than what it is now. So it's the lies. Now the lies now don't make this government so like pathetic now the people that eyes them. You say you know the problems and now you're using lies to cover everything up where you say you don't do. We all know say no to free quality education, but you're out there claiming that it's free quality education. No, it's not. Fatima claim for say, they take government money. If you don't Gambian interview, where he swear for say no, they touch government money. If we expect her for pull pie in your money for put like na Kenema, only for her to be exposed that yes, she's getting money. And then he come back, try to cover up the lies. It's like the shameless lies. Now it don't make we all don't fed up, You they go per diem traveling. You are receiving your salary every month without fail. And you they teach and tap that again. But then how about the poor teachers? The poor civil servants, some goes years without being paid. So how does that balance with then your economical crisis? How will you be able to afford to buy a bag of rice when you're not being paid? This is heart-rendering. And it's not like they're not aware. They are quite aware of these issues. They know, for say, the people are crying, we are talking, but yet they're not even pay attention. If you don't know, we go say you don't know, but you know. We they tell you for say you they step on me foot, you're hurting me. And then you say for the matter of fact, because you complain and that foot they say where you get at the cut and come out. Now when you get foot now make you they complain. How is this fair to us as a people? How, Madam Fadima, how is it fair? This is my input.
Thank you so much. That's why I love this young lady. I don't know her, but I just love her because it makes a lot of sense. It puts this example there. Say, you say you're not the best surgeon in the world for do back, and then where I come, I mean, they work at least at the tete now, and I never work again at all because you've been telling me now you're not the best. I trust you. I trust you. I put me life now you on. Then out of the surgery now, I know every work out. Then I will cheer. I love this young lady. Thank you so much. Kutubu, I will give you a chance for answer to what this caller said, but we'll take another caller first. Then I will bring you come in. May you
right.
If you want to talk, you can talk on now before we go to the other caller. Callers, please hold on.
No,
Yeah,
change the caller, then we come in. Oh, okay.
So let's take another caller. Good evening.
Yeah, take another caller, then we come. Yeah.
Yes, caller. Good evening. What's your name and who side you call me from?
Good morning from your side. This is the regular.
Okay, good morning, my brother. Okay.
How are you?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Let God help, let God guide, let God make we all able to succeed this fight.
Amen.
The social media thing got a big role where they play nowadays in Salone. Now making people are no one strengthening internet and light system in that country because they don't take me for a fool. You know? Like just they come step on, we help them and do, but I not blame them. Like I can always say, I blame we the voters, and just like with Mr. Shilom we did say. This time around, we don't need to look for a color or a region, because waiting they go now, they affect each and everyone. Now the president this way, I see where in they go. Travel. Now entire family they travel, meaning that entire family they get by them, despite the ministers and whosoever it is. Initially, where a kind of power, it pretend as if they know they care about people. It begins to say the amount of people where you travel with. But these days, now a whole bunch of, including young people. Then he get the bold mind. They talk na media say, how now would I expect them? If we expect them for pay in flight ticket for travel, are you kidding? Is that the question you should ask? This, I mean, them people that don't take it for granted. They don't give a damn. They don't even care about people. But I blame the blind one and the way he said they afford. I mean, them people are not afford to them. In life, if we not left this hypocrisy, yeah, and this circumstance in other country, we can never be. Trust me. People in the way they are for backbite, people and for play hypocrisy. So then people are go label that labelism. Now you don't destroy that country. There are so many things to change into that constitution. Then people are empowered them too much that now make they override people. Now, this man, if he don't plan or tell people that Salone say they go, like for instance Ghana. No, I mean not I can say now only Ghana they go. If they travel over how many countries? No matter they travel, they don't do two things inside this corona. Left the people left with all the lockdown the way they do. They go almost 3 months and come home. They can't even say sorry to the nation. Are we from where? Which planet are we from? It's so disheartening, to be honest. It's so disheartening for Sierra Leone. Nothing they were good for right home about. The leader there, all the elderly people in other country don't disappoint the country. And they pull anybody way they above 50. They all don't fail in other country. Thank you.
I mean, I like that way you say we already over 50 don't fail. Me, I go agree to that because we all not been care. We all not been care, we all not they talk, we all been there out for doing as so God say. I'll meet with people and me then as so they do. But this is not a new dawn, a new era. We get for all with people that can. But unfortunately, some people and still they think like how we young people them they think long term. Them and me them they think long term. Whether they afraid for talk, whether just they accept, whether look them minister and president like they're not God, nobody enough for challenge them, nobody enough for talk. If you talk, they lock you, if you talk, they do this, if they afraid for let them not go beat in picking at it. So all them things then they don't put fear in with them, don't condition with mind. So yes, I agree to that, say we the over 50 we don't fail because we don't give up. Like me, I don't give up as Salone. Salone is never gonna be. But when I see there's potential, and we all get for people, we all get for put the voice to the young ones. We're trying to motivate them for let them be the change because we don't tell them that they don't so. But the young people that are the future of Sierra Leone, the young people that are the future, well, let me build a better community, a better environment. There was once upon a time a village. When I say a village, I don't mean just a village by sense. Literally. It took a village to raise a child. It took a community. It took a thing. In the evening, people were sitting down together where all man don't come out, walk, come out, sell. Everybody kind of host and pull story, they laugh. There was love. There was laughter. There was enough. There was people care about people. I mean, the world has changed. We cannot go back to those days, but we're trying to build a better Sierra Leone. We're trying to let people understand that we cannot continue for votes for people and no more just because Nami party or just because I they eat that day. I get something for eat, now that person they can give me. So I will continue. Say, don't bite the finger. No, sometimes you get for bite the finger. Say, what about that other person? What about my neighbor? What about my brother here? That's why crime is high. That's why drugs is high. That's why school dropout is high. That's why debt is so high. We rate for dying in Sierra Leone is 52 years old for people for die. Kutubu, I'll bring you in quick. Can the callers please hold on a second? We promise we go get to now. Please just give us a second. Like, give me my panelists and my host and cham for talk. You don't hear this young lady because I love her so much, and then you don't hear Mr. Umar don't talk, and then this will last border where they talk on from Dubai, where they talk on the way where the things then they go, the way where the things that they go, and you know, Mr. Omar say it's the people's fault because we don't have price control. We have it in the books for control. You're not gonna say you go control what's in and they buy and sell. By how that they buy, you know the market. How that they buy, now so then for sell, then go get profit, but they not go can put too much profit over people. And then country I will get if one supermarket better pass the other, so then now 50 cents or 40 cents different, 10 cents different, 20 cents different because of the kind of milk, the side where they buy from the farmer, where they buy and all that kinds of things. But the gap is not going to be so wide in the price control. So I put onto you, Professor, quick. So let me address this quick. Then we'll go to the people then back in the phone line.
Well, me usually I'm not keen for talk about symptoms that a country problem. Now the root cause, any root cause to this, that we in a Salone not develop this cognitive intelligence for, you know, I think Mr. came around that for saying, you know, there is a better alternative to APC and SNPP. How do we make that a reality? Why all of the opposition parties will come together? I will not say this. I said that in 2018, before the election, I said it. Let everybody put in ego aside, who have studied at University of Heaven, where he beat God by exam, would I walk now heaven, where if I am in a give God, give me a command, waiting God for them. For the moment, let them put all that aside for the good of the country. Let all the opposition parties they come together. Let what happen in Gambia and Israel. They will not be talking about SNPP and APC. Once government made that first step, SNPP and APC CM say, guess what? The cities don't decide say. Then they take back the country, and the way they take back the country, now that they put the power in people the way they fix anybody. You guys, so that they will now go there on the MFX now. Now because of this mentality, where they don't get used to say, if not to accept people in the APC, if not to accept people in the APC, until we as citizens, we say, okay, fine, this guy now your mate, but guess what? We get an alternative. Elect they say that guy. Now they sweep the street yonder because the guy, the president of Gambia, that means security guard. But you know, anybody but Una, we go bring that person in. We don't care who's elect. They say you beat God part examination. We don't want you. We don't want you. When they take that man, they will not. We will work with them. Once SNPP and APC don't get this, God make we do that in the very first time. We replace APC and SNPP with people that we don't come, you don't see the vision panel. That now one way that they solve this problem here. So again, when they go back to this thing here, we'll talk about the things that really happen is self-inflicted. They all of this money when they get that here. For example, if we take Mr. Bio, he promises the way he make. If we get people the way they vote on issues them, not because of tribe or religion, issues them. Some of them guys not going within our power after one time, they're not going within it. Because all we need for them, look what they say, they'll begin a cross check them, let's say these guys are. But so we on job now, regardless of what they talk about you, let we continue for use them platform that we God do it for educate the people. They say, you guys when I can do better than this, you guys will try and you guys have alternative. Don't depend on them guys because they guys are nothing but liars and a corner artists. And people that we go talk, sweet talk, and go gang, all kind of promises here. Who can promise Mr. Bionogi? He gave everything, under the moon and the sky. But they like it. The man don't even talk to the citizens there. The man can come out, he go your story. You are accountable to the citizen. Anyhow you look up, you are accountable to them. You actions them get for what they do. You get for. Not you know they do them a favor. You know they do them a favor. We need for the sending message very loud and clear to them guys. The arrogance, the hubrism, and the self-righteousness. No, we're not going to do that anymore. But now me and you, we get for use their platform there, regardless of what name they call we. Now we all contribution so they give. Now you don't answer this to Kennedy call. Waiting will go back to society without not ask. Now they do so. Educate with people them. Say you guys there's hope. There's alternative. Look, oh God, no. Use yourself for assist God, for let God assist you. Back to you guys.
That's right. I love that one. You for assist God before I assist you. Mr. Shilon, sir, let me just bring you in if you get something for say.
And I go yield because of the many callers. No, I go yield because of the many callers.
Wait, don't say I know you go yours truly. And so then my Mickey say, just go yours truly. You go, you know, tell nobody who side they go, nobody no side they go, no accountability. You go yours truly. Don't say I know you that creative. I laugh again. Go ahead, sir.
No, I say I go yield because we got a lot of callers. Let me listen to some of the callers. Yeah.
Okay, let me listen to we caller them. What you wanna get for say? Does President Bio deserve a second term? This is not the article where we pull come out in the Telegraph where na Kutubu my article where they use Kutubu for making they ask the question where Kutubu answer when I go to the Telegraph when I go see the article there. But what do you say, caller? What you name and who side they call me from? What do you say to that?
Hello.
Yes. Good evening.
Yes, my brother. You don't put me on.
Yes, you are on hold. You're
Hello?
on live, sir. What you name? Who side they call me from, please?
Okay.
You get problem with him. Microphone.
I think you did break a lot your connection.
Please hang up and call back because you break a lot. We're not hear you. We're not hear you, sir. We're not hear you. Hey, caller, we're not hear you. We're not to get you. What you say? Hello, caller. What's your name? Who side you call from? Hello, caller. What's your name? Who side you call from?
Yeah, Mina Abdullah Kuruma. I call from Maryland, United States.
All right, Mr. Kuruma. Welcome.
Yeah, I just want to critique the president on two issues. One, education and corruption. We are
okay, talk quick. You got 2 minutes, 15 seconds, please.
Yeah, there are successes, there are failures, and there are challenges. Let me start with education. Now, the aspect of the free quality education are good venture where the president introduced. But there are successes, failures, and challenges in that. But for just this pessimistic or cynical about the way the people in the castigate them, I don't think this is right. We go to school during the 70s, even those who went to school in the 60s, we were paying fees. If a government come in power, say, you know, they pay fees, I think that's a good aspect to that. I believe, say, what we focus on is on the quality. The minister 2 years ago say we get more untrained and unqualified teachers in the system than the trained and qualified. And when you get that, when you get that in the system, I believe that this don't be for the past 40 years, not to now. You are not going to get a quality education until we reverse the trend. Now, what do you believe the government will do? Train more teachers and recruit them immediately. What do I mean by that? When you employ the teacher September, at the end of September, the teacher don't get paid. So even those who went to study, let's say the sciences or other areas that you need teachers, the sciences or the STEM areas or languages, you need those teachers. As the teacher they recruit from September, early September, at the end of September, I don't get salary. if even the teacher want aspire for go for all that job, you go something and waiting ground, it go wait. But that is the failure of the government. But for say nothing happen from the education side, I don't subscribe to that. Because even ministers self now, they don't bring technological changes. Even the scratch card picking they get enough from the access and from the phone. They get Apple, then they access and Gale or other courses online on their phone. That's not good. I believe in a success that the country we don't do for the past 30 years. We not get a curriculum development department by the Ministry of Education. You don't expect education be it go change overnight. The ministry we don't do for the past 30 years. We not get an inspectorate division. You don't expect education change overnight. Now let me come to the aspect of corruption. The aspect of corruption, I believe that the government they pay lip service to it. The president postponed in town hall meeting last year on the Auditor General. I believe say if for me boost the morale of the Auditor General by corruption as Sierra Leone institutionalized and entrenched corruption. That every side where you go in a government ministry, from the cleaner, they are corrupt. Come up to the permanent secretary and ministers. So what do you believe that the president for me do? Wait for me that the president for me just the way he give edit or executive order. Say one Auditor General they go audit a ministry. Any permanent secretary or official will refuse to present all the books to the Auditor General when the reports come, because it is a slap and shame to the government. Therefore, sack those officials immediately. If we give the executive order there, then you go see things will change around, because there will be transparency in their ministry and department there. But until we get that, they always go together but namely. And people will continue for point fingers at them. That the ministries and
thank you, caller. Thank you.
So I believe
great point. Great. I give you more time because you make great points then. But I want to make a correction before you go further. That we did not all the education system. If you hear Iwa talk in the beginning, I give kudos to David Senge because of some changes in the way they happen. Now the thing, but the quality, the education is free, but is the quality free? If the quality good, I've been on talk on that in the beginning, and I talk on the Risenge, say I see don't build nursery school and for picking them primary, which I see don't build building them. I did talk of that he was doing those great things. But like you rightfully say, you make so much great points. The president therefore supports the work of the Auditor General. The president is just not lip service. He therefore do, and that is one of the things that. When I first saw President Bill, when it come out, it begin jump, it begin make go do inspection of schools, right? It go to the first inspection. We're gonna the school them, not to the school them. We're gonna the offices them. They go do a inspection, unannounced inspection. I was happy because in the military, when we go for inspections.
What happened?
Yeah, I have Salone.
Okay. Can I get? We gotta just take over. Can we get the next caller? Next caller, please. What's your name and who side you call from? So we have several callers.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
What's your name, sir?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, and I'm the same caller again from Dubai, sir.
All right, sir. What's your name again?
Kaba.
That's okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So there are things where that man they alight. When I say leadership, now you know the principle of any rules. Yeah. If you not put any tangible structure out for control the ministry, then instead you they do the worse than the ministry, and they how you expect the ministry and they for work. You left you for do what you want. You left you finance minister for do what you want because now don't employ them and they control them how they want. Now the government this way me see now what they want 9 then they do. They don't care what people then feel. And unless we get a leader, we get that fairness for the people and say no, now they will vote me. I forsake their interest before that country they where this man can power newly. They say made them make one account. Nobody no ask her. We all jump and clap. We facing a good idea. Unknowingly say a guy evil agenda. Waiting you do all that one account they will create now for friend way for embarrass the money and where they go you take. Other people and they go then they take. You know, the thing is so pathetic in short way that we are blind because that to crown it all. Sierra Leone and them blind. The time where the eye can open now is too late. And if we not be thank God to African press, the worst for without happen. Now the open eye where African press can open eye, now make them take caution. But upon all that, things are not okay. Then people can just go now the account, take any money anyhow, no one question them. Because in the man, I mean when I the leader, because I not really worth it for me for calling president. It's just a command and do what he wants because in people the way input, now the one the way able control command and say I want so amount or me whatever they can he wants so amount. Then nobody can account for it. Now then if now then they talk, then they disgrace themselves. The wife go to media say how in no church money, how in the way to say. Then in turn again say how in go buy chairs them for waiting. How many $1 million you go use for buy chairs them for? Where are those chairs? Are they made from heaven? What are the purpose for? Then they will give no account. All them fly there with the park. I can't lie to you. To Sierra Leonean, then they strategize how for going and embezzle their money. Then they keep in a different country. You see, the guy is so smart that even a single house cannot be long for full people. All right, meantime, London, I will try for call. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We get more callers. So, hello, caller. What's your name? Tell who side you call from. Hello. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening. Call from Belgium. I'm Bostie. My name is Bostie.
Okay. How are you, sir? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, they do fine. Really, concerning the question we want to put, where if the president they get a second chance, this really it look funny because if you not see or everybody they see what they go on the country since whole born, no one they see that country. So even during the time of the rebel war. Will not see this kind of mess. If bread they cost 1,000 above, I can't believe this. Not just take the past 10 years, how we ready the country, what we out here. Now a bag of rice. If we not they encourage economy to be, let this man stay again for another even 2 days above in town. We do not think a bag of rice get for day. How the people of Salone will survive? A regime go there, nobody know for demonstrate. No freedom. The parliament not a function. As the past speaker, they don't talk. President, they travel, they come, I want, no account. How on earth somebody like this will continue? How would they not the international law? I want to ask Mr. Frank question there. How we go there if this man continue? The country is just terrible for see. This now a question, but not to an agenda. Not you watch what this man they do. This is not the for discuss. This man will deserve no seconds after he come. No health, you don't go there zero in the world. So I left on another side here. Let other people can talk. But this man will deserve nothing again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Ms. Fatima, you're muted.
Yeah, we asked the question, sorry, we asked the question if Mr. President Biop did have a second term. And I've been there in the middle of a thought process before I get taken off. President Biop in calm, like I say, we'll all be excited. Me as a military background, with military is discipline for me all the way. And anything at the world where you get discipline in what you do, if you discipline every morning where you get up for go now you walk not discipline. Everything where you do, you able on your life, you not discipline. It takes discipline to do anything. For succeeding anything, not discipline it take. When President Biop came into power, he said, oh, it just go unannounced. I was excited. I not vote for him, I not there for no party. Now we don't get as the president, we get for supporter. But then he did it one time. He went to UUB, all the government office there. Then when the president made the comment say, well, people they want for go babysit people, them kind of in a way they paraphrase because I don't know exact words, I don't remember again, but this is exactly to what he say. Or people then say, after they go on there, big man and big woman in our office every day, me not go able down there. But this is what you came for. As a leader, you should have the discipline. Because when you know, say, these things are lacking, you get for go show up. Because you know, say, when you show up, people are accountable, holding people accountable for not being there at this time of the day. 8 o'clock, you get for dinner office. Some people strolling at 9:30. Time is money. There's no productivity in those offices much. There's nothing much being done, and they're getting paid. And the people's business, they're not able for do it. This is why, kind of these things, kind of like, like how that last caller be, what the answer to, I don't remember again in name again, I don't forget who's I've been called from, where he make a very good point, say, there are things that they're doing, like the Minister of Education saying they don't do, money now they do, but there are other things there. The quality of the education is not there. The lip sync, lip service to the people, and just they tell we what to why here, but they know they do what it and say and they do. And there's one thing about life, in anything you do, you come out. When you work for the people will vote for you. You can come out, it's okay. Maybe you don't make all these big promises because elephant load not to picking it. You go inside there, you say not to so I be expect. Come back to the people and talk to the people. Come back to the people and say, listen, let we buckle with bet, let we expect. But then there are some people to be fair to them. There are some people that will answer the question. Of course, President Bio, now Mr. Talk and do it. They do all what they say and waiting and call. We go see, we see just a little bit of something done. We say, oh yeah, they do what they talk and do and talk and do. And Mr. Talk and do. Some people they lay their life down for that and say Maada Bio is doing a fantastic job. But on the other hand, Sierra Leoneans will come back and say, oh no, he has to go. So we there on both sides. People are there. The majority are in the middle. But you have people that of both extreme ends. And one thing we see by this election, we passed to 2018, 2018 election, we see say Salone almost they down the middle, they vote down the middle. The other half go to the other half party, the way they now the third forces, the way they now they gone, where they're waiting they call the C4C and the NGC because they get seats them in parliamentarians. But in the end, we see say Sierra Leone election, President Bio not be win by that big margin from APC. So the people of Sierra Leone are split down the middle, just like we they are the Democrats and the Republicans, they split down the middle. So how do we engage them people here? So for let them do the works of the people, we get for engage them. And that's why we're sitting here. That's why your voice, my voice, goes forward. They hear it, and we hold them, put pressure to them for let them do more. They have to do more. They have to do for the people. Let me take another caller. Caller, good evening. What's your name? Who should they call from, please?
Yes, my brother. Nami, right?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Nami don't be online.
Yes,
okay,
yes. What's your name? Who should they call
okay,
from?
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much, my sister. Me na the profession number one ask a question where you say them forgive Maada Bio the second times because that man he don't violate the constitution a lot. Me in America they and almost they go na Salone every year. Every year they go na Salone. But nothing no day way they go good na that country day. Why I say nothing no day way they go good na that country day. One force. That man, he don't think he can empower. He pull 10 parliamentarians down the personal constitution down the. He don't violate the constitution. For go pull 10 parliamentarians down the bad. He go impose speaker of the house. That man, the naked picture don't already they all over the wall. That man not deserve for be a speaker of the house. This professor where they talk, so you know about that as a professor. You know one day he don't he call Maada Bio or he call the speaker of the house or he puts people in for say this man then for pull I know deserve for rule Salone people and then a disgrace to Salone people and to Salone people and a disgrace. Rest back don't care. That man the Maada Bio if they go patrol, you know they even notice Salone people and for say they go so country that they come back so country for the first in the history professor no. Now we forget the president now. Salone we don't left almost a 1 month. You not tell nobody we say he they go and spend money 50 fata. Professor, you na professor, no go to sin for Maada Bio. Me no one day votes now Salone. We got left to me in America can start for vote. And no one day vote for Maada Bio. The whole Maada Bio in they come because of have been known for in principle. And no for saying a man who is rich, but we come. That man at travelistic right now. I don't count. I've been they make much for him, but right now I just don't guess about him. Maada Bio then kill people in a prison. Maada Bio no one day apologize to Salone people and professor no one day he talk for say I don't want to send something for say to Salone people and for say sorry for them people away then kill na Salone na prison then kill people in Makeni kill people in Tombo large quantity of people Maada Bio in government then do am everything just don't enough for talk na Salone when you talk then they hold you. Me self why they go under for certain music day I play and then tell him for say my friend you are not to America get for stop that music day. If you not for that then they forget about your America. We not get no freedom of living at that country. We ready for go na anytime I ready for left I for pay $80 na for pay. Why reach under then they ask me for receipt but they know they give me receipt. Why ready for left day back I for pay $700. They know they give me no receipt all their money then they will side then they go. The government just the Maada Bio the travel I want. People then they suffer. Just like that first caller Obi say so he say you know how many people the way they feel. Last month 8 bag rest. Think about that for 400,000 8 bag rest abam. Not for me own family. For other they see other people and brother they go every year and so to God whatever run am here. 8 bag rest. I say let them go give them people them. Me na poor boy I in America they trek. I say let them go give them people and they're not able to eat 2 cup rest for the day. With family way they over to 6-7 people there. As you don't me I run water 400 professor do are big no go talk for Chebok let them give Maada Bio second time. APC yes APC me not to APC I no one they vote for and last year so I no one they vote for SLPP but APC then they do better than Salone pass SLPP and they think in terms of Salone for better one. If SLPP no do nothing. So do you are the big time done. So now that what they normally tell professor are the big I'm not big for Maada Bio for the second time. Thank you sister, thank you my brother. God bless you now.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, we need for calling this record here very quick before we move.
Yes,
either you call it or we call it. It's either you correct them or me correct the record.
Go ahead.
Because the madam,
because
times the madam is.
That's why I say.
I think the mix will throw up, Professor.
So mix.
You can throw it at me. I'll defend that. Go ahead.
Well, okay, sir.
Go ahead.
Wait.
Mr. Skillon, go ahead, sir.
Okay. All right. Let's start with the last gentleman. And I take all your points and everything you say makes sense. To start with, I think probably you'd mix up me and the professor. This time, Mr. Shillon. And one day when I understand very carefully, maybe the professor go and touch on that. Nobody is saying Maada Bio deserved. I make we ask the question now, and would they try for educate the voters them? Would they say if he need forget second term, but we not they say he forget second term. We they try for just tell the public and the voters. Nothing say when a problem does solve if Maada Bio no come back, because the government will succeed. They were just as bad because of the same people, and so with the time for the people who would vote make sensible judgment. Nothing say we Maada Bio lost, another if APC win, oh, problem is solved. No, APC get a history is all we are saying. So think about that too. Now make would say there are other opposition people there, not to APC and SPP no more than a Salone. There are other groups. You get NGC, you get C4C, and some other names they will not know. Would they even encourage the one and they say, we not come together for take this idea away from people and from APC and S, because right now APC and SPP they just feel so they can do anything. They don't care. The one that will come out they were just as bad. Because I can always give you an example. Tell me anybody under an Eskuruma, if you don't get connection, if your life be any better, when you can able to pay school fee, you can able to pay lunch money, you can able to pay medical bills, you can able to buy food for your family. The trouble what would see in a Salone, we want people left. It don't matter who that you be, whether you in a APC, SPP, whether you in a Fula, Madingo, Kurankol, Limba, Minde, it don't matter. Who that get a vision for the country, who that thinks say every Australian. Because I will not forget, say, you belong to a tribe, you can't belong to more than 2 tribes. Either the tribe of your mama and your papa, or if you're lucky, they all 2 come out the same tribe. But now 17 tribes. So what you go do for the other 15 tribes if you want to be president for this one tribe? Now the only thing they would try to tell people, if you come out to McKinney, if you come on a Bow, if you come on a Bond, you're not a president for people who come on McKinney no more. You're not a president for people who come on a Bow no more. You're not a president for people who come on Bond. Because you say you're not president now for all the people. If you people are no more the area where you're born, if the day you come out, you're not going to win. So no can be president, then you begin act like for say, oh, you begin put one tribe over another tribe. That showed me, say you're a poor leader, poor quality of leadership. Okay? Nobody is wishing. Everything when you say so, my friend, you are quite right. Everything is terrible. We should say they criticize the current government. Would you say everything would do bad, price high? Now let me touch on this subsidy. Because one for me, and price regulation, because Umar talked about that. Under a free economy, the government can only control prices when they subsidize. If when they subsidize rice, for let rice price not go up, then government get the right for control the price of rice. If when they subsidize any other commodity, government get a perfect right there, because then they put money there for hold down the price. That is different from price control. Other than then subsidies, then where government they give for certain things. Now the same thing like subsidies for school. If government they give money to certain schools then for all school fee at a certain level, that school they not get no right for raise the school fee where government don't make up that difference there. But under a free enterprise system, no government, particularly in a free economy like our country, get the right for put price on which you buy, what you want out for sell them. So if you go, you buy telephone. Okay, you buy a $100. It's up to you if you want to sell a $1,000. Government can't tell you, say you can't. Waiting to control the price, now competition. Because when you want to sell your $100 phone for $1,000, me will get the same kind of phone. I buy a $100, I want to sell them for $150. Now me and go buy. That's control the price. You can hold on to you on all forever. Okay, that's how you control prices. The other way to control prices. So when Umar say, would they blame government? Yeah, government and then carry the blame. The other way to control prices, now for lower the custom duty, now the ports of entry. When the goods here they come, instead of increasing the price, now the key, what people can get for pay, for clearing goods, reduce the price, you reduce the fee, and then that way the people then go charge less because they go able to sell their market to the ordinary person where the ordinary person can afford them. If we want, so government, there is no way you can't blame the people. Yes, we get our own contribution, but the people are not going to be able to do much if government not set. Now, like when you go play soccer game, before the game is well played, you have to try, your very best for follow the regulation, So because the difference is, if we go play soccer, they not say let's say we play soccer on the street. If we not say where the ball go in a gutter, it's over. Now for throwing. If we not say where the ball pass the goalkeeper, no matter how the ball pass the goalkeeper, not to goal. Well, it go turn perfect. So you get for keep with the rules. When what's in the happen, then we bookman there. I keep telling you now, and in this process now for educate with brothers and sisters, let we disagree, no problem. Then bookmaya, they not help the country at all. They are a disappointment. Not get carried away with them professor title or them PhD. It not matter. Now waiting they're able for implement what to the benefit. So that gentleman we talk about traveling, that the president they go. Of course. I mean, everybody would have called so far they talk sense. No country, then President Biden no go there left America. We don't know whose side to go. And when he left that country, we don't know whose side to stop. If you respect the people the way you govern, you must do that. So President Bill go for weeks, people in the wonder whose side they, all of that is wrong policy. So you wonder, who are they, and they suffers them, and they Francis them, where claim say they are these big time professors. What did they learn in college? If they cannot teach the president basic stuff like that. And the president himself was a man who was here in America. He's saying they're doing PhD. He should know better. So these are some of the things. So nobody is saying we're not to put preference. We try for educate people and we try for tell people and say, not think safe, not to APC and SFPP. There are other parties then. Begin for look at them one and day. Now when you make them two parties here, they know. Say they're not going to take people in for granted. Now in then go begin do what people they want. Otherwise, we go just the spin we will. Like where you didn't put the wheel, the turn, they go inside. Because they don't figure way out. APC sit down a corner now and they wait. Say if they're not there, hey, now we back, we go begin for liquid and begin Mondo as we they do. Because now that in the counter. SFP where APC kind of power, then say now just win them. So if they don't get now we need for get rid of that mentality there. And we need for talk to the other people over there in opposition, one of them then to party for say, listen, when I get for step up, and begin for tell we what we can able to do. Because the country they go from bad to worse. Everybody would call today talk so much sense. But talking is cheap. Solutions now we have to come up with. So we try for open people in yai. If politicians can give you 1 bag rest, 2 bag rest, each time you're entitled to her. You don't get for vote for her. To see you where you vote. So don't get carried away. That's what we're saying. So, but the thing about talking about BO coming, no, we're not the advocate that. We're not the say for getting second term. We're not in the vote. They go get for vote. But with us to say, not take the idea of the present suffering, not take the hardship now and forget yesterday angry. Not to foresee you be belful yesterday, then now and now you're angry. Remember, I say the other person will be in a power, it make you angry too. And I keep repeating, we need for stop for fool ourselves. If we get a president, or in the poor man, will be the struggle, then he be president for 10 years, he end up being millionaire. We need for ask ourselves, how I make that money there? We can fool ourselves for saying not be corrupt, but all under the help, this is where we the citizens get fought. Because we see the truth, we don't want to call up because we like the party, or now we are born at the same district, now we this and that. So forget about all of that. If na Fulamano, Limbamano, Locomano, if na in the talk waiting good for well, na in we want. You know, nobody they eat tribe, nobody they put food on your table for feed your family with tribe, nobody they go to market, you say me na midday and timini, then give you food. Nobody they send the picking at school and say you belong to some tribe. So it's all foolishness. Let we focus. American man can say, keep your eyes on the prize. Let we stay focused and let them politicians know say, with the land, American man say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So if you allow somebody to fool you 2 times, you deserve what he do to you because he don't fool you 1 time, you surprise. Then you don't tell fool you the 2nd time, now you get the fault. That's all we're saying. Thank you.
Then they pull you come on inside. I'll say that they satisfy you, Professor, for the clarification and all that. Thank you, Mr. Shillong, for that.
Mr. Shillong don't answer the question.
Yeah, I don't answer the question. So I think it was a misunderstanding. It was not Kutubu. We say that it was Mr. Shillong, so I don't clarify what he mean. Let's take some other call at them. Then at the end, we go wrap up. At the end, I get a video, you know, let's take some call at them. I get a video I make 3 years ago. I put it on YouTube. I will put the link, but I will make them play them. Me una yeri waiting the conversation been be at that time where this same APC SLPP I've been talk to some people then we were all then I meet people them, you know, we're gonna get the same conversation on the same one where they talk on 2021 where they talk on the same thing. What do the Sierra Leone people want? What do the Sierra Leone people waiting on our priorities of life? Waiting at the things them we matter to una. Waiting at the things that they change in our life, waiting they make you, give you that basic living where you're able to afford at least the basic decent dignity of humanity. I will play them for at the end, but let me take caller them first quick. Caller, good evening. What's your name and who's they play? Call from please.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Fadima.
Good evening, sir.
I'll go straight to the point. You know, but first, I listened to this program last week. You know, Mr. Shillong, man, where I admired a lot. Well, last week, you understand, I was so disappointed. He altered his statement, see, even this last caller we talk, I'm seeing, you know, before he go prefer SLPP, let them continue back then 5 years than APC because of, you know, it gives you a reason. From then where I listen one day, I just back off for that listen. You know, one thing is APC, SLPP, you understand, and not just the party. Now the people where they rule the party, now they are the bad people then. Like a mother bill, you understand, in manifesto, whether they really destroy them. I don't say a human, I they say a minister the way appoints to the parliament, and the judiciary, the police, and the military. Now they make mother bill fail. Because if a mother be able to do some things, now they for step up say no, hey papi, no, we need to take this. Like America, you go when minister or president, where you have mistake, you get the parliament where they call it to attention. Hey, you get for stop. We need to take this. You know, but Salone, you understand? Nobody only care. Only people say care. That's in pockets. They boil. Now they care about. You understand? You know, look at the suffering that happen at the country. You talk about the reports. Believe in me, Fadima, You get foreigner the way they bring goods them, when they bring when the same Sierra Leone they bring and they give them foreigner the tax waiver. When Sierra Leone they go chop, they go frustrate you, you disappoint. Now then you goods them will left. They're okay now. Then they okay give back them foreigners in the day. You understand? Eh? And one thing is, me, I'm not support Salone. Maada will be advocate for win election. Advocates because I feel to say if I can't transform this country because the mistake coming happen, I feel to say you don't see everything and a young guy and waiting to talk him so in there in place, it convince we all. But when it comes, it's another different story. You know, the killing, you know, in not the way when we take responsibility for say yes, accept say this with people and do this. I saw you miss and people them. Yeah, this thing will happen. But nothing, everything just just careless about the country, not care about the country, even and they tell you the truth. Even the minister, let me tell you, the parliament, the judiciary, the president, everybody, nobody know they will care about this country. Everybody just let the country. Let everybody do about your own. You understand? So now, what you for advocates for? No, people the way they can transform this country. People are who they all responsible, and this government are therefore set the best example from the parliament. MPs, SL people, they're already in the parliament. They all are responsible. Therefore, go into commission of inquiry. What you want to do? This thing and this thing. What you want aside for? You understand? Why make this thing happen? Why do not call the president? Why do not call all these minister accountable? This thing will happen. You understand? Only one and to God that this country is steady. But to be sure that them say they say when the party come on left and we don't do so. When we say welcome, they make your own program. Salone as they go. So now for advocate, how to transform this country. You know, I thank you very much. Time London. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Mr. Shilo, I will give you time for answer. No say Mr. Shilo, we don't make correction to that statement. I think una misunderstand what he say, but if you don't explain them in the beginning, I will give a chance for explain back. Let's just take few more callers quick. Because the caller them, una thank you for being patient with we. Caller, what's your name and who's you call from, please?
Yeah, me know Abdullah, they call again from Maryland.
Yes, Mr. Abdullah, go ahead, sir.
I want critique again with an eagle sky. And I want to take education again. And they will send they try the impact. But again lapses. And I'm very, very disappointed with them. Because farm. And they will say, I don't think at the teaching field. Don't think at the teaching field for nearly 20 years. So I'm not waiting up to school soon. Just to give them fees and day to schools in that branch, that bulk day to primary and secondary schools. They just give them as you will let them just spend them how they want. There is no proper monitoring. Most of them money they go down the drains. What do you mean they expect say if you do? When you don't give for first time, let all the schools them, therefore write them projects and wait them for embark on for that time. Then we know waiting in the embark on. It's so I saw when you see some schools them. I see this lady go na St. Joseph Primary. You see the classroom setting. We go give them primary school. Social comment media. You see the dilapidated form with the school, the classroom, what is the principles and teachers and they do with the money? They come down farm on them. We want to say you don't sack 4-5 principals, 4-5 teachers.
Yeah.
Then you don't kill dog na dog, let dog no say that. But they do that and they refuse to do that. As recently as 2 weeks ago, the Anti-Corruption Commission they investigate 53 schools for this current WAS where they go on, this private WAS.
Yeah.
You say, for teach all dog new tricks to be easy. Now, I mean, one number of party because whoever come, you will be the same. It will go change the vehicle, but the same drivers and then will still go to it, and then still cooperate, and then different parties and they will. So I'm not looking at number of party. Main issue, you as head, Paul Kagame is an autocrat, but you not dare for mess with them. the officials them. They're not there for mercy. That kind of firmness from the county. You just give the executive orders that when ministry departments, if they not adhere to the generals in auditing, you fire them. Then we see 4, 5 permanent secretaries, heads of departments. You don't see them fire them. If heads them begin for role, you go see when the country go turn around. But it is really disappointing because they behave like other than being civilian. He was not behaving as if he was the military.
That's my frustration. That is my frustration, Abdullah the Eagle Eye. That is my frustration with the president myself.
Let's just say everything and they in place because Salome no wants to.
Thank you.
But you don't really feel.
Yeah, it all comes under to say the word discipline, commitment. Not all team come to discipline because you have to. And I was expecting that rigid, but yet radical. And I talk about what they want, and people they attack me. They say we don't need a radical leader. Not a radical leader in bad, because you can be a radical leader in good change. And radical leader, where they say zero tolerance of all the rubbish in the day. Salone go fix. Salone go fix. You can get a leader. Say I don't need no other. Just give me one term presidency, they can fix it. Mokofuli did it in country. Other African leaders and they do them. We need just that radical, that person with discipline enough for puts the line. You cross the line, one strike you're out. There is no room for foolishness. And that is what we don't use for the longest time in Sierra Leone. You know, they can't look for say, and they come for calling and re-elect me. The people will re-elect you when you do the work of the people. When they see the work, the good works that they do, people will elect you. That's I believe. But we come in, we're playing politics, and we get the people then when dedicated, supporters, no matter what, they're still going to support wrong or rights, they're still going to support, and yet their lives are not changing, but yet they still just want. I don't know. I don't understand. I cannot say people are stupid. I can just say they just don't have the vision. They don't see it like I see it. They don't see it like some of us see it. Because in life we have to have more. We have to want more good things, better things for everybody. That equal waiting and come for everybody. Let's take 2 more calls and then we go can't wrap up. But just go on before we wrap up. After the 2 more calls we'll go be the last 2 calls. Let me play that video I sent to you, producer back there from YouTube. I put on there. I will put the link for now. Follow and check on later. But I want let we just the panel and people they just waiting the conversation what we get, and then we wrap up with Andy. We put them together and wrap up because it is part of this thing. This is something I did 3 years ago, 2018, whenever they do the runoff election. Let me go to 2 more callers and then we'll wrap up the show for today. Caller, good evening. What's your name and who side call from, please?
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Hello, VOS. This Kumba, they call from Australia.
Yes, Miss Kumba, good morning, my sister. What do you have for us? What you get for we on the topic?
First of all, I don't follow this program here for a very long time, but I'm a first time this for call na the program.
Thank you.
And I'm very sorry for your loss, Madam Fadima. Sorry.
Thank you very much, my darling. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
So my own contribution to this program today about Maada Bio is that, in leadership, no perfect leader not in this world, no perfect person all day. And we don't ever get perfect politicians in a salon. But some people then born leaders, some people then born as good leaders, and some people then they learn and they go to school for become good leaders. And some people then they become good leaders through their humble nature. But Julius Maada, it really, really shameful for me to even call him president because I even deserve to be called as a high school principal. I really, really appreciate that my sister we talk say concerned citizen we talk about a fractured back example and the neurosurgeon. That was a very good example of what they go on as Salone. Maada Bio not to honest man, honest, because as a leader you need to be honest, you don't need to be perfect, but you need to be honest, and you need to get vision and be a reliable person that you people then look up to. You need to be a responsible leader and accountable to the people and where you govern, because the position where you day. You're not there for yourself. You're there as the father of the nation, and you need to care about everybody in the country, regardless of which region or tribe they come from. Sierra Leone, actually, we can always hear people in the talk say tribalism, but me, I don't really want to believe say we get tribalism as Salone, because Salone, I believe, say now one of the most tolerant country in the world, because we married one another, we are very religious tolerant, so. But then leader then within the kind of power, then believe say the country people then greater population of the people and illiterate, so then they take advantage of that. Maada Bio a deceiver when he can't lie to the people and say he go transform the country. Now big talk no more he gets. Na man we not even get get empathy. Get empathy, get respect for the people. Because if you get respect for the people, you get to be accountable to the people. When something happens to certain group of people in the country, you need to come out and talk to them. Just talking to them, reassuring their safety, doesn't mean that you're guilty of the crime. It only shows that you're responsible and you're accountable to them. The free education where that man called, I don't remember the name of the caller, say free education. To be honest, there is no free education in Sierra Leone, because the school fee that we will pay before Maada Bio in government is much lesser than what we pay now. Because then they say no school fee, but the small thing that we pay for you picking admission at school. I am one of them, a victim. I'm not going to say a victim, but like, this school fee what they pay now, it's more than what they pay because of the half thing. Maada Bio na like man, honest, get empathy for people and is very disrespectful.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tim Donka. Yeah. Thank you very much, and continue for listening to we thank you for keep listening and keep sharing to your friends. Let we can join the conversation, because this is a conversation about this is a conversation about the lives of people. This is not a play with a play house. This is not play cook. This is not a game. This is people and life. These are human beings that are in this kind of situation. That's why we're talking for we bring the change that go impact and be sustainable to the lives of the citizens, for let them able, as then God innate right that was given to them as human being, for able live to the fullest potential and with dignity, just as anybody else can able for afford and live in dignity. That's why we're here. That's why we're here, and we want leaders like that. We get empathy, and I can always cite Rawlings where he say, I was up my flight, I was up the plane, I was up the helicopter, and I saw the people. I look down, I see the way they live. That is what inspires him. And when he come, it try for build the change and make the change and left the legacy. With the Ghana, then at that same track, they progress. We need to progress. We cannot be stand still. Let me take another caller, which will be the last caller for today. I'm very sorry, people. It will be the last caller for today because we reach the 2-hour mark. We want to try for roundup. Then after this caller, please can we play that video? And then it's only like 5 minutes. Go ahead, caller. What's your name? Who's the call from, please?
Namiata.
Yes, Miata. Go ahead, my darling. What do you have for us today?
Well, first and foremost, I want to tell you thank you for giving me the opportunity for talk, because you don't say where they're online.
I'm sorry.
Just like waiting. Just like waiting. The guy for say. Waiting the other caller talk just now. The politicians in Sierra Leone, they know they take we for granted. It's just like we woman they with man na us. You married to this man, you don't born 3-4 people for this man, right? Then the man know they treat you right. They know they take care of you how we supposed to take care of you. But he just feel say you know that for less because you don't born picking them for him. Like if you come on a house, you know go get a better life. So it they take you for granted. Even when you go to tell and say this thing what they do, so guys, that it they take you for granted, like they even respect you until you come on at the host. Now that's it you gonna say this are good woman I've been get yesterday. Now so the politicians then I say a long time. They don't respect we at all. Because if they respect we, how? Mother Bio go get mind, go talk na UN, say each Cobra they save $500. They afraid God. Somebody I think just gonna wonder. I say either it be say this man, they listen, they hear the cry of the people them. Then they say free and quality education. Fadima, Reverend Shilon, or I don't know if the first name.
Lawyer Shilon.
And even yes, and Kutubu way and they and so. Una get family then at home. Una get people then at Sierra Leone. Una just can call and ask them. No education, no they underway a free education. People they spend so much money right now on education, on food, on everything. When I hear the difference come between the APC and the SLPP because APC being subsidized. Anyhow they do the people are not being seeing this kind of way like how they see and so right now. Because what they do, they know how they manage them for let them get the subsidy for people then. But if the president get my tell we say he no able to subsidize, like come on now, you can't do that. If they tell people and say you know able to subsidize for them, you just can't like papa in house you say I don't get money for feed now. Who can you want me to take care of picking them for you? You understand what I mean? So I think when they talk about free education, why they read that what they say give 500? The word will come on and most saying that God will pay you. It come on and more. It's so vexed, Then they take me for granted, and people are not stupid. They fail for realizing this era where we do so right now millennium era. People then get funds them anything where they happen. Sound like way Mada Bio being camp. People then they blame and say, oh, then they expect much from like na brigadier. Come on now. He was just a lieutenant. Go through the military training. If Mada Bio go through the military training, Fadima, they go through military training. Each promotion where you they get a new rank, you they go through a training. Then they train you out for government. They train you. You they get a leadership training. This man not get them. He not get them at all. He not get that training day. Only in brigadier where puts by himself now that bush show. Now during the war, it takes getting himself promotion. He not go through training. And he not listen to waiting people. If he's supposed to listen to people then. He want the way they near and then they pull this, then they make situation worse. Because instead of they advise them, then they sing praise to him. Then they praise them when they know they do things wrong. They know say what they do is wrong, but they continue for the praise them. And I think they know they help situation. And really get for this thing.
Thank you very much. You 3 minutes is up. Let play a quick video. This is a video I do 3 years ago. I interviewed 2 people them. Let me play the video quick. Make see, because this is people's lives we're talking about. These are human beings, their life them who they talk about. We need a change where they transform the people in life where they help for make. So I'll play the video quick. Then we go cut back and I go give me a course and chance for make comment on the video. Then we go wrap up.
The fact of the matter is,
in Salone people they will listen or listen a different opinion.
Inside Salone, right now, the average Salonian able for doing what they do right now. So, at the eat,
you don't come
the
on.
dialogue.
Come on.
At the watch TV.
Look the fan they on.
This is inside America. This is not for brag. This is just this is the basic truth. What do they do now called basic living? Every person inside America able for doing something called basic living.
Yes.
Why make Salonians they can't have basic living?
Come on.
I'm not going to answer and say because you're not Simini, you're not Limba, whatever ignorance they go. This is basic living. We all eat okra soup, RS and fufu. Basic living.
Basic living, like that.
So at some point, and I say this to all me Salone people, whoever end up with this video, I just come home actually in a class I come home. I did knock me okra soup.
Look the beef
look the creatures there. And I get one single stress. This is basic living.
Yes.
You understand? So if me now is Salone right now with the votes, I go angry with the fact that I'm not able to forget what you they call basic living. Now that question is for the ask whoever you vote for, or whoever the next person is supposed for kind power. What is basic living?
Tell them, Tunji, tell them.
Not all this nonsense so they talk, everybody they make fun on Facebook. We want a simple opportunity for we people and for live a quality life.
Come on,
basic living.
Come on, now you know more what. Now you know more they ask for. Tell
it's
them.
as simple as that.
Tell them, Tunji, tell them.
So me people that they pray, Lord we really get ourselves together. What they talk, what they discuss, what they get informed there. So you understand eh? And then things then they the average people they want now for the focus on. And how can we transform the country into a way where the average person can go buy less for next to nothing.
Come on.
Yeah, when they buy one bag less, you go what $10, $20. So no equivalent. That they go be something waiting at $20 at all.
No, it's $20. $20.
No, $10. $100,000. So we they buy them for fit. Let's say, well, the rest not $250. So sometimes we they buy them for like 80,000, 90,000. But we also they talk. We they talk about also they worry you because then they inspect them before you can inside the country.
Tell them.
Right now, somebody send a video the other day where somebody go buy $250,000 rest plastic. How did that happen?
Tell them.
Because we don't have anybody that is on the border that is inspecting. We don't have an inspector general.
Tell them
for the common people's help. So that means say una not get inspectors them. Una liable for buy this we get plastic. Whether you a minister or
tell them
you not this so you self they exploit you self
yes
to a degree of harm.
Come on.
Because you not care enough for the common citizens for basic necessities. Basic living.
That's all we ask for.
That's what we're talking about right here.
Now round two then they go so what do they want? Una not vote for Udana party, Udana APC, Udana SLPP, Udana Mende, Udana Limba, una vote for the one they can give una
basic living.
Now in that too. Can you tell them what you be telling them? They say they want change.
Una say una want change.
Tell them.
Within America, they live in basic living.
Basic living.
SLPP, where SLPP come, una complain. APC come, una complain. The way we don't can change, una not put on a power. What do una want? Una tell what you una want. Because as for we just talk no more. Una America we dey. We dey talk no more because we get to na free tongue. But we not even care. It don't come out na eat they eat so. We dey under light, we dey under AC, water dey, we live very comfortable life. Where to una want? We begin to go good school. Where to una want? Right now, something happen, I go emergency for free. They go send me bill later. But now, if money not lay down, then they take it to now. That na change. APC and SLPP now una want, but we don't left the baton in the case go now. Una vote. Anything what una want for do. Now una they do.
Then they change baton.
Me I don't there. I can't 17 years. I don't know but. No party, another for SLPP, another for APC. But waiting me know with people that they suffer. So if the change come, let it come. But una the people una then Africa una corrupt because una they complain about SLPP and APC. The one who don't come for can change, una no want that. So what do una want? Una let we know.
Ask them again.
Now the word that.
Well, now that original Fadima from Texas.
Basic
people, what do you want?
Basic living.
Now that.
Now basic winning living. Now
Fadima from Texas, so this now we only lead contribution to the election in results. Una therefore go to the poll. Una get two of lesser evil. Una choose the one who una basic living. Now that told me people
you need them.
Fadima from Texas.
Okay. Now that so una go vote for the right people then.
Well, I mean, I look at that video. What will they talk on this? I just thought of that video because it's a thing I did 2018. Whatever they do, they go off. You know, we were sitting around. I was sitting around and we talk on that. They waiting the one. So I asked them two people and they were there around for let them give their own input on waiting and go when they have a conversation, and I recorded that. and I put it out there. But what in the all talk, Mr. Shilon, to you, sir, what do you think of the video where you don't see just now?
Fantastic, fantastic. This is just a repeat of what you would say, trying to educate the people. It's the wrong direction for begin talk about, oh, APC better pass PP, SFP. People don't get it. You know, like the folks then saying at the video, basic living. But a country, we don't test them to partia. We don't see what they're capable of doing. We don't see, like the last lady is say, they just don't care. We know that. I mean, it's a repetition. So in fact, God go vex by we still the complaint and we get the opportunity for change them people here. So we need for use with brains. God not gonna do the voting for we. There are other groups. Let we see them people have the need for step up the game, the other groups. You know, and make it such that it will be difficult for APC and SFPP for take the people them for granted. This is what we're trying to tell people. Anybody will keep saying APC or SFPP, they don't get it. These are not two good parties for that country at all. Then I'm in position. I mean, people may disagree. And one correction again, because I think people trying to understand what they want to understand. I have never, I don't know how people come across, how people can comprehend, but I have been a critic of the SFPP government. I'm not saying they're a good government. I think they're highly, highly incompetent. I want people to understand that. But I am saying again, in all calm, I say what troubles me, Salone Naomi care about. There is no guarantee that if SFPP lost, APC come back in power, they could be any better. So we got other group, not to the choices that they will get. I'm just encouraging people for start looking elsewhere. You know, the two parties that they no more exist. Now the other people in the other party, then for step up the game, talk more, bring up them points there over the talk, make the people and get confidence for say go be better, you know. And one thing we go advocate, if a third party come in, not hire any of them guys here with us having then two party because of the same old mess we get into. Get fresh blood, fresh people, and that's all I have to say.
Yes, sir. And to you, Professor. What do you think?
Very simple.
We people didn't talk for that video there, and what in the color they don't say so far.
Yeah, very simple. When we start for vote because of issues, not because of tribe or party, then I think we will move from point A to point B, or as long as that our tribe, region, Google. And how we will change that mentality today or that narrative today, let's go outside the environs of APC, SFPP politics. Let's try, at least for the very first time. When that happens, then SFPP and APC go understand, say, hey, guess what? For too long, we don't take the citizens for granted. There is now a viable alternative now. But in the absence of a viable alternative now, it's going to be just the same thing. Peter and Paul, APC, SFPP, taking people for granted. So, maybe they say that the first approach that they will do everything possible for go outside, not to say pauper we have for content the SFP and APC. No, see if we can go outside. There are other people that they come together, like Gambia and Israel. So I mean, contribution to that.
And the question being the 2018, and that was one of the questions I was asking, and it came to pass because I was asking, are we willing to come together? Are people of different parties, whether Miguel and party, willing to come together without the ego of somebody coming in? And it seemed then maybe it would have happened that same day, because I think we had 14 or 15 parties, and I think they even go to Ghana the Yunkelas and the Samsumanas and the other one that they go to Ghana for go meet and whatever for come together, but the egos clash. The egos of people, the egos, because everybody want to be the leader. Nobody want to be the one to help the leader. You know, say one of the callers, I think the lady from Australia said some people are born leaders, or one of the other women, ladies, females that said it. Some people they're born leaders, some people them, you know, they make leaders, some people they learn leaders, some people are not leaders at all. So some people are good from behind, but everybody won't be the face, everybody won't be the president, everybody won't be the stuff, and sometimes people are not built for that. Because leadership is a big load. Not because when you look within yourself, when you look between yourself, you look within yourself, you look inside yourself, there are qualities of you where you know it's your strength and you know your weaknesses. But some people do push just because maybe I ain't getting money, or maybe I ain't getting what they call them pusher before. They don't choose leaders, because we've been get for talk on that, on how then they select or how then they choose leaders for be the flag bearer. Because sometimes they just put people with the one with the most money. That's what they put. They go pick the vice president. They don't pick people that are competent and have the skills of a leader. Because we want radical change. Sierra Leone will never go forward if we don't have a leader that is determined, that is consistent, that is disciplined enough to push the country, for unclog all them drainage, them waste, the frauds, the abuse of Sierra Leone. And that is what we would have always done for the longest time. And this president been promised but is he doing the right job? That's why we're asking if he go get a second time. Well, the people of Sierra Leone, and some people they say, yeah, I talk and do it. They do, yeah. They make a little road for 1 mile road. I don't know how much kilo, and they call them, but 1 mile road. Everybody, yeah, we don't get small 1 road tar. And then many other roads are not tar. You get small, you know, we should not be struggling for the basic things of life no more. Come on. That is the frustration, you know. That's the frustration. We need people that can go forward. If you not say you're not able to hold the leadership, but you get the other skills, then support the one and lift her up, for them lift the country up. And that is the question there. Then Lily group them, because they get a Lily, what they call them. Will they be able to be the third force for pull APC and SLP in the power? Then somebody else make a comment, say, you have good people in these parties. It's just now who that they lead, the party of himself get the name, but it is the person that leads it. Because any leader, if the head rotting, the tail they rotting. Because when you take charge, I used to tell my soldiers this. So I said, oh, la. Oh, look the other people that they do. I say, I don't care. You are under me. When you are under me, you reflect me. You reflect my name. You reflect what I stand for. You reflect me. So I train you the right way. I do stuff the right way, so that when I do on the right way, when it comes back, I will stand proud. But if they say that savage, so that therefore account to me big bosses why my soldier is misbehaving. Everybody's out. I get people in there. I get Abdul there where they watch. I get Tunji there. They watch. All know the military and some other military people there. Whatever. Would I know the standard? The standard is there. You have to have standards. You have to have discipline. If you don't have it, you will not be a good leader. This is not, we're not ruling people. We are trying to encourage people to go forth, to grow, to develop, so the country will stand. If the country do well, it reflects on your leadership. If your people do well, it reflects on, wow, your name will go down forever. Wow, look at Magufuli, he don't die. Well, look at the legacy he left for his people. Look the woman who don't take the baton. Look at her when she stood in the United Nations. She was talking about the problems, the good things and the bad things of her country. She sold her country so well. And you know, it's selling country. It talk on the things. It focus on the stuff. This is what we should do. We have people that focus. You know, it is not a game here. This is people's lives. These are human beings alive. The drugs, you see our young people with drugs. I watched a documentary, I think that Triple A Duam, one other guy with there in the media. He did thing about a couple of years ago. He go to the ghetto, the boys of the ghetto, and then they say now they know what to do. But some of them they want to be, all they want is something, an opportunity for let them when they come. But if they don't have the opportunity, then they go to them ports them, they get for smoke, for numb the pain, for what they call. There's nothing to do. There's nothing. We have to grow past this. Now, then no more me get for say today. So I pass on to Unalo and I give the last word to the people then. And thank you all so much, viewers. I so appreciate every single one of Una, because this is the voice of Sierra Leone. This is not the voice of Sierra Leone. This is not everybody in voice. So Una share to Una friends them. Even though they not make a let them can watch, let them can let we talk. Because we know say the people and then they listen to we know say that they watch we know say that they hear we have to talk. We have to say it. We have to say what we want. Like how me one of the people they say, and Mr. always say, if you mass me food, if I not tell you say me food you the massa, you go continue for massa. And if you waiting and call said, you know, we get for speaker with pain, we get for speaker with concern, we get for speaker, we get for let them know say this is the cry of the people. Listen to the people. These are people. These are human beings. You know, they're human beings. They voted for you. They put you in there. Then dance for una. Then dance for una. Can you give them something better in return? Can we have a little bit of empathy on the people's lives? Can we have a little bit of conscience? How do we sleep at night? What we see with people that we subject them with people and they live like this. How many times do they go to the ghettos? They only go to the ghetto when they want for campaign. That is what the guys say. When they want to come campaign, they come to us. But we have needs. We have children. And then children and go there in that same cycle the same cycle, the vicious cycle. You know, come on, we can do better. Now we begin look at things. Now we begin call them. No matter if you the eat, remember the next person. That is what religion teaches us, because everybody get religion. Every religion, they talk about how we for treat one another. Right? Every religion in this world teaches us that, whether it is even the one who will not believe God, atheists, they show you how to respect one another, treat one another, right? So everything now that day, now the guide to life that day, we get for treat others as we want to be treated. So I pass on to Mr. Shilon, to you, sir. And
I want to thank the callers. Them who greatly appreciate their participation and their contribution, and hope them will continue listening and come up with their own ideas. And so thank you very much and good night.
Thank you, sir. And to you, Professor, what are your last word of this?
Well,
because this
very
is
easy.
all start from you. This is your article that we take from article. So what do you say about it? And what last word to the government? I'm not saying they pull audio every day and they hear you. And but what you want to read the videos people for let them take them to the one that they hold the country.
Well, it's very easy. You vote, they get what you vote for. The people they get a choice. From go outside the environs of APC, SNPP, or not vote for any of them people again, they will not continue. Let's say that to them.
Yeah, the choice is yours, Sierra Leoneans. The choice is yours. Whether it's a yes or whether it's a no, the choice is yours. And you ask questions. Is your life better off than you were? Because this time we'll do this video, the rest not 2018, the rest have been $250,000. That's not a good one. The other one been there 2,300 or something. Now rest they say over $400,000. Is your life better? Can President Bio change? Can President Bio change this economy around? We go reflect on the lives of the people? Maybe, I don't know. But we call on them because the people are suffering. The people they're angry. Things are hard. And we in the diaspora, now we they touch the load. Now we they touch the burden of we people them. Because we not go get, we not get, we give we people them for eat. We not go get, we not give we neighbor for eat. We not go get, we not get we party for eat. We are here, brother, we say, in by 4 bag grace. Not to find family them or for help other people them. That's what we do. We do it. We look out for one another. We help one another. Because they don't have it. They don't have nowhere to go. They don't have nowhere to go. Even the one plate of cookery, now cookery safe, now 1 month, no more than they give you. 1 month all day, you know, big man, big woman, you they work all day, the energy safe 1 month, you know, they do a couple of hours now, your body don't done, you know. So now we think about these things. Our lives are the people living. If we then fix the things that are in place, like I say, the MCC tell us, say, if we open the space for the private sector, therefore go make it a priority. Allow the people of Sierra Leone, allow Sierra Leoneans are here. Open the doors to Sierra Leoneans. Ghana is doing it, and Nigeria is doing it. Other African countries are doing it. They're calling their diasporas home. Diaspora and then get ideas, they get them, some get money. Open the door. Don't make it difficult. All this corruption, clean them. Because inside all them tear, the gutter, then dirty, the clog, for years we don't deal with that clog, that dirty, that corruption, that stupid way for behave to we safe, you know. But it comes from the leader. I hold leadership responsible because with the leadership to me is 100% the key, because a leader sets the pace. A leader makes the atmosphere. A leader, if you get lazy leader, you're going to have lazy set of people. If you get leader we're aspiring, you're going to have people with vision, with aspiration, with good things of life. So now left on all for this week. We left on a Gordon, and like again I say, you know, we all day by the grace of God. Corona is real, Corona is out there, but we tell God thank you. Salone no reports no Corona, no new case. So like Mr. Shilon in joke, he say, you see the Corona don't touch in box, they come on. We pray and so it be, we were ready for go on vacation to Freetown. Let God take we well, you know, we all, you know, make that measure there. Be careful. Corona is killing people. We have one of the guys we die daughter Mariam and daddy born trouble. He died of Corona in New York. Corona is still killing our people. It's still killing our people. So to the Masare family again, I say condolences to for Tijan. May your soul rest in peace. To the Bangura family, Sambangura, the late governor in Boy Pickens died. Moses Bangura died in Maryland. Himself, you know, condolences to the Bangura family, and also to we sister Alima Dinsi. Himself young Pikin then kill him in 26-year-old Bobo then kill him and shoot him. They don't know who that shooter, why they shooter. We don't know. We're all there by the grace of God. Anybody else with them on among we let God have mercy and give them the strength for waiting, and God condolences to everybody. Whoever is celebrating their birthdays October month. Happy birthday to you all, because some people they die, some people they make, life still goes on. So next week I say we there by the grace of God. Let God continue for keep us, guide us, direct us all. Let we find inspiration in our divine within us. The divine is within us. We'll find that waiting and call day and thrive for do best. But like I always say again, if Fadima they shine, don't jealous Fadima. Go work on yourself. Tomorrow the sun go there for you. The cloud over me. Till next week, I salute you all. I say God bless we all. God bless we country. God bless we leader them. May they be filled with inspiration how for lead. May they have empathy for the people. Let God give them the sense for let them come. Let God give them the sense for let them able for change and impact the people in life, for make things then come right for we all and for we people them. So till next week, I love you all. Remember, God is love. Go make a difference. Go light somebody's world. Go shine your light, because life is happening right now. So go make a difference. Go find your purpose. And this is my purpose. I'm here and trying to guide we all for we're all able for sound off, because it is our right to remember that. It is not a privilege. It is our innate right. God give you all the right for live free, for be free, for able talk free. But freedom comes with a price too. So I love you all. Till next week. I'm out. Good night. Thank you.